should
Holly's already
Holly was she was right there waiting on us. Hello, Holly.
home, she says. Hi, Holly.
Yeah, we were just getting our act together as best you can. The dryer's running. The neighbors are both, there's two of them mowing lawns. Things are just noisy today.
Yeah. Well, I had to run a bunch of errands this morning, and my car is still in the shop.
Oh no.
To call them again and see if it was going to be ready today, and if they have a final price for me. And
Oh,
so I did that right before I got here. So,
why
oh,
is it taking so long? Hi, Terry.
well, when they called last week and
Yeah.
said that it needed the ABS hydraulic system replaced,
Yes.
well, they ordered that system, or they thought that's what they did. And then when they got it, it was only half of what they needed. They
Mm.
didn't know that they had to order it in 2 parts, and the second part was gonna be another $1,000 just for the part. And the girl said, "Lisa, I knew that you were gonna be really upset, and I didn't want you to be upset, so I went looking, and I think I found a used one that's in good shape that we could get for much cheaper." And so I told him, "Just go ahead and do that because I can't afford $3,000,
No. Hi.
whatever that is, plus the extra labor."
Yeah. Hi,
And
Lori and Janet.
and so that, she said, "Okay, we'll do that." And then she said it'll take a couple of days for it to get here, so it should be here Monday morning, and we should be able to get it done,
Yeah.
Monday, be ready for you. And I called yesterday afternoon, and the part hadn't come in.
Oh,
And so I called this morning. I said, "I'm going to be unavailable from noon until 4. I was wondering if you could give me any information." And she said, "Well, the the part is evidently at the place where they ordered it from, that's here in town, but it's not at their place yet."
mm-hmm.
And she said the boss is very frustrated with that place at the moment because of this. So he's going to go over there and look at it and make sure it's in good shape before he buys it for me to buy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Probably like a you pull it yard.
yeah. And
Yeah.
so he said that she said he will know something this afternoon. So when you get through at 4, call me and hopefully I'll know something. So it
Oh,
definitely won't be ready today. But
yeah. Hi,
anyway,
hi, Joyce and Mindy and Terry and Holly and Janet and um, Nashua came in and
Terry, you probably said Terry and I just missed it.
yeah, I think so.
Oh,
I did.
sorry, I was ranting while you were coming in instead
Oh,
of
that's
saying,
okay. I know totally how you feel, dear, because like I said, we put a brand new engine to the tune of over 5,000, which was our trip money, and
yeah.
2 days later had to go get a new alternator, which was another 300. So Jeff is going to have to get a job when we get home.
Yeah.
So
We were
Joyce
going
is
we
here
were
too.
complaining about this, and my son, I was talking to, I think, my sister on the phone, and my son was listening, and when I got off the phone, he said, Mom, I've always been sad when we had to get rid of a car, and I've always wondered, why do people get rid of them? Why don't they just fix them and keep driving them? Because, they deserve to be respected that way." He said, "And now I realize there are good reasons to get rid of a car.
Car. Yes, Lori's here
This
too.
is
Hi,
why
Lori.
people buy new cars."
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Yeah, except when you're in the position of you've already put so much money into it, you can't afford to buy a new car.
Well, and see, with the Jeep, it's not just about, like my sister said, why would you do that? And I'm like, well, if it was my car, we wouldn't. I'd drive it till it was broke completely and haul it off to the junkyard. Um, but the Jeep has so much money in the tires and the lift kit and the rear axle that was changed out, and all of that stuff, that changing out the engine, the only thing really that's left is little parts and the body, and the body doesn't, you know look that great. It's just it looks like a tank because it's also got homemade bumpers and uh, the winch and the ability to tow it, which is different than a normal car because it is raised up and all that kind of stuff. So,
All the
um,
meat on it.
yeah, it's all the stuff. Hello, Therese, and I think Mindy and
Sherry,
Sherry came in too. Guys, I'm going to give everybody just a few minutes before I start. So, we're going to start with our cover, and the big piece of cardboard is the cover. Do you want to talk about those, Lisa?
well, I just wanted to because I didn't see Sherry come in till I was about ready to leave. I don't know what time she came in, but I missed it when Janet told me she came in, and I wanted to tell her I went to the thrift store yesterday and got some embroidery hoops. So hopefully tomorrow I'm going to be able to make that video for you, Sherry, about how to weave on an embroidery hoop. Um, and then I'm going to make one another day about how to weave on a picture frame. Now this is just a cool picture frame, but you can weave on a regular picture frame. It doesn't have to be, but if you've got a decorative one, that's fun. It just needs to be real wood. Anyway, just letting y'all know that I'm going to put up those two videos to help people who are wanting to weave on a budget. Okay.
Um, and Fran came in. Hello, Fran. And yes, Joyce, it's very sad. And I didn't realize it was up to that, Holly. Um, I think I had heard 9 this morning. Hello, Gloria. Um, I know that it took out a lot of buildings that were luckily empty, but everybody I know that is in that area that I know of is has already checked in as safe, but I don't. I mean, there was families that lost members. So, um, what is it? It's only 5 after, 6 after. I'm going to wait till 10 after, and then we're actually going to start because we got lots to do today.
Okay.
And there's probably going to be
Confession to everybody.
what?
You go ahead, and then I'm going to make my confession.
Okay, well, you make your confession.
Okay. um, Tanya said pick out papers. And,
Oh,
and I have to confess, I have not picked out papers yet because I need more information before I choose my papers. So she told me I can just make my cover and then pick my papers to fit the cover I make. So that's probably what I'm going to do. That's
and
my confession.
that works perfectly well. I mean, I picked papers partially because I have to be ready to go. And Jeff's done. He's all packed, right? Because his stuff kind of lives out there. So the only thing he's got left to put out there um is his camera and the computer. And I still have all my video stuff and I have craft stuff. This has got to go with me because we're going to finish it at Lisa's house. So I had to pick papers because I had to be ahead. Arlene is here too. Hello, Arlene.
And Gloria.
And
Hi, Gloria. Joyce. We're glad y'all are all here, even though Tanya hasn't told us what we're going to do, and I'm just as clueless as you.
we're going to make a journal.
Okay.
Okay. We got 3 more minutes before I'm actually going to start. But yes, if you've got a big piece of cardboard, uh, you can pick your papers later. I picked my papers ahead of time, just like I said, because I needed to be a little bit organized because I'm trying to get ready to go. And I do apologize for the lawnmowers and the dryer. I did turn the buzzer off, so at least when it's done, it won't. But I had to get this. I'm having to wash clothes every day. So,
Well, I can't really hear things, so
okay, good.
sometime.
Well, I'm glad because, like I said, both neighbors, at least the lady next door with the leaf blower, is not blowing leaves. Hello, Elizabeth.
Hi,
Yeah.
Elizabeth.
They're just all mowing, but we're supposed to get a lot of rain the next 3 days. So, hi, Violet. See, I knew I needed to wait just a little longer for everybody to find us.
Hi,
So,
Violet. Hi, Kathy. So you said we're going to need paint
Yep,
and fabric.
I'm gonna paint mine, but if you want to distress yours, go right ahead. And the if we want fabric, it's going to be little strips of paper, of little strips. Like
Does it need to coordinate with our papers and our paint?
I probably will. I grabbed these to show in the video,
Uh-huh.
but I probably will not use this bright red one because, these are my papers. Probably not that one. I'll probably use this one,
And that yellow one would go good. Yeah.
yellow one. And this yellow one is actually a piece of old bias binding. This yellow one will go.
Oh, yeah. I like the sunflowers.
And then I've got this turquoise thread. I'm probably gonna pull out some
Hi,
fiber.
Sarah. We're making a mystery journal today. Tanya's got it all in her head, and all we know is we need a big piece of cardboard, some papers, and some fabric and fibers. That's all we know.
Now, this fabric and fibers we will not need until next time. Okay.
Okay. So we
So,
just need paint today, or
yeah, we're just
whatever
gonna
we're
want some
decorating.
paint or whatever today.
Okay.
Whatever we're gonna decorate, we're gonna work on our cover today, and we are not going to. Um, what do I want to say? You know how we usually do a ton of tags and that kind of stuff.
Right.
This journal is going to be a lot more naked. Um, it we're gonna not do quite as many tags and things. Um,
We're fighting
Fran,
good, Violet.
that's the thing. You can use little pieces. What we're gonna do with it, I can't tell you till I get to Lisa's because that's part of the mystery. But and you'll probably want some yarns or threads, fibers of some kind like that, um, to work with it, and you will definitely want some um, non-lumpy something like this, or embroidery floss, or something like that.
Hello, Jason. I don't think we've seen you in here before. I could be wrong, but I don't remember. Welcome.
I don't think so either.
Are
So
you really
welcome.
Jason? Or are you Jason's wife using his account?
Yeah.
It is
Um,
a question.
well, Fran, then don't cut up a bunch of pieces. Don't cut up a big bunch of fibers and fabrics until you see when I get to Lisa's till you see what we're going to do. Okay, Lisa, I'm going to make myself big for just a minute. Hey, yes. He says yes, but it's him. Okay.
Okay, well, we're glad you're
Well,
here.
we're glad you're here. Let me see here. Okay. Um, the deal is that I'm going to make my my piece of cardboard is bigger top and bottom, and it's going to be bigger out here because I want to kind of make this a little bit fun. I'm going to round the corners and wiggle it. Okay. Um, the papers I've chosen, these happen to be pieces that I painted for something else. Um, these happen to be 14 inches long. Is that right? Yeah, 14 inches long.
So
Okay.
they're 8.5 by 14.
Yeah, they're 8.5 by 14. But
Okay.
if you don't have that and all you have is 8.5 by 11, and you want to just fold this in half and make this the size of your journal, that's fine. I just happen to have these papers and I'm not going to cut them off just to make the journal. So if that's the case, then you're going to work with this size piece of paper. So that's the kind of thing. Jason, are you on your phone that you can't see the written chat? Um, I'm just curious. Anyway, so that's something you have to think about when you go to measure your cover, because um, that's how I'm going to determine how much cover, how much cardboard I'm going to use. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just kind of show you what I'm going to do. And um, let's find my metal ruler though, because you guys can see that one better. So see, I've got all of this space around my paper. And I am going to take my metal ruler and I'm just going to put it right here, because this is enough space over here to do what I want to do. And I'm going to make a score line and bend my cover up. Okay?
Okay, question.
Yep.
So right now, is that the inside or the outside? Because I have, well, I don't guess it matters. I'm saying I've got writing on the other side of mine.
Let me let you show them. Show them. Okay. So
So,
right now, what I just did was bending it towards the inside. Let me put us
okay,
back to, because I'm folding it up like that. So however you want it to be. And if you want to paint or do something to the inside of that or cover it with paper later, that's not
yeah,
going to be a problem.
okay. So it really
Okay.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, really probably doesn't matter.
Okay,
Um, and I am going to paint my outside. So, you could always put some dark paint or gesso on
right.
and
Okay,
make that your outside.
sorry to interrupt.
Holly says, Lisa, that's not on your diet.
You're right. I went to Dollar Tree and they had an empty box, and I said, I really need that box. Can I have it? And since there was no fluffy stuff inside it, I was safe.
And Fran says she's got a big Amazon smile. So, since I am going to paint the outside of my cover, it would not bother me that that was on the outside, because I would just paint.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so what I have decided. Okay, so here is the first bend of my cover. Right, that's the first one, and I gave myself tons of room all the way around this so that I can make it funky. That's the thing. This is going to be kind of funky. Now I have to decide how big of a spine I want. And I think I've got about 3 signatures of 10 pages each. You measure that and you get about an inch and a quarter. Because I'm not going to overstuff this journal. It's, if I squished it, it's only, 3/8 of an inch, but you have to measure it based on fluffiness. And that's about an inch. So I'm going to give myself about an inch and a quarter spine. So let's see here. Got this folded up. Maybe I'll give myself an inch and a half spine. And let's not use that one. Let's use this one. Guess I have to have glasses. And I'm just gonna score it a couple times. And that's why I said I wanted that it would be best if your cardboard had its little ridges running on the short direction rather than the long direction, because it's easier to fold. Okay, so there's my cover. I got too much back here. That's not a big deal. I got funkiness, but that's okay because we're gonna fuss with it. And I have this book piece. Okay, all right. Does that make sense to everybody so far, what I did and how I got the size of my book?
I'm sorry, I was interrupted and I missed some of it.
Okay.
So you have an extra piece on one side?
Right now I do. I'm going to cut it off.
Oh, okay.
Okay. That's I'm going to cut off a big chunk of everything. So I just left myself some room to woggle this a little, because that's what
Yeah.
I'm going to do is I'm going to woggle it. And I'm going to do the same thing back here. So if I want to make this the same, just so that I know, I just, that's where I'm going to woggle it in here. And I'm
Okay.
not going to woggle it that much. I'm going to woggle it gently.
Well, when I was scoring, I busted through that top layer
Let me
of
see.
the cardboard
Okay.
right there. Is that
Okay.
going to be an issue?
I don't think so. You may want to cover it with some paper. That's the inside. And you may want to cover it with some paper just to, or fabric just to strengthen it.
Okay.
Okay. Which is something I'm probably going to do to mine anyways. Either cover it on the outside or cover it on the inside, but I'll probably cover it on the inside. Just with some of the strips of fabric or some paper, just to strengthen it up a little bit.
Well, I'm trying to be more gentle this time.
Okay. But see, it just turns into sort of a book.
Okay. I have a sort of book.
Okay, so she's got sort of a book. Okay.
I
Now,
didn't even measure my spine though. I don't know how big it is. Let's see.
that's fine. You haven't
About an
chosen
inch
your
and a
papers.
half.
Yeah. You haven't chosen your papers. I made an inch and a half of mine too, and that just gives me plenty of space. So what I'm going to do now is, okay, I'm going to lay this down like this so you can see it. Let me make myself
Yeah.
bigger.
Yeah. Do that. Hi,
Oh,
Janet. We're glad you're here.
yeah, hi,
Sorry we
Janet.
missed you.
Well,
Gemma, did we
Janet,
say hi to you? Hi.
um, um, it's Janice, right? That's
Yes.
JL, Lisa.
Do what?
JL is
Yes.
JL is
JL is Jen.
Janice. Okay. The thing about making that a flap for a closure, and yes, you could if that's what you want to do, but um, I'm not going to have a straight edge on this. So, Elizabeth, you may need to reinforce it with something besides the, you may have to reinforce it. Mary was asking me that a couple weeks ago, and right today probably would be fine. And if you reinforced it, you should be fine too. And Fran, that incident quarter is probably fine. Okay, so what I'm going to do, and I will just I'm going to try to draw it. Okay, just so you can see. I left plenty of room. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Now,
gonna.
if it's not exact, I'm not going to worry about it because it's plenty big enough to protect my papers. That's all I care about. So I got some big old scissors. Whether or not I can cut it with the scissors or if I have to get a knife, I don't know. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm just going to see what happens with the scissors. Actually, the scissors are working very nicely. And I'm not terribly worried if I crunch it a little. This is a cardboard cover, so.
Violet says she tried it with chipboard and she's going to use cardboard instead because the chipboard doesn't give her the mobility and flexibility. Hi, Mina.
I kind of think that may be the case when you get done with it. It's just not going to make it. You're not going to be as happy. Okay, so I can't cut this edge from the front. I have to turn it over. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about seeing my line. I'm just going to cut it. I'm just going to make it a little funky. Now, if you can do this with scissors, great. If you cannot do it with scissors, get get your knife out and do it with your knife. And I'm cutting all the way across both the front and the back cover. That is wearing my hand out.
I am trying to decide, do I want to do something like you're doing, or do I want to have riggedy torn edges?
Okay. Well, that riggedy torn edges would be cool too.
I think it
I had
would, but it'd be hard to do. This is heavy cardboard.
Okay, Lisa, I can show you how to do riggedy torn edges. I got plenty of extra on my cover right here.
Okay.
Okay, where's my mat knife? Lisa's wanting to do Tanya's funky style always turns out great. Thank you, Violet. Okay, Lisa's wanting to do kind of scrappy torn edges. Okay, I've got plenty of extra, so that's what I'm going to do before I actually cut mine off. Wait, I'm just going to go like that with my mat knife, with my cutting knife.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to be careful that you don't pop the end of your knife, okay? Just
Okay.
so you know, you might want to get out like some scissors or something to get under there. Okay, once you get part of it torn, Lisa, okay, and get some of this torn off here, then you can tear this back. Okay, and then you can usually, no, that's not going to let me do it. You can cut through from the other side, just that surface. And then start tearing.
Okay.
Okay. And sometimes you'll have to go back in and pull up some more, but you gotta kind of tear it in layers. Cut it first and then tear it in layers. And if you have to, get your scissors closed up, shove it in there, and yank it off. Now, I want you to see what Lisa's doing, so I'm going to make it back small. Make me back small.
Well, I accidentally cut too much there, so it's not raggedy.
Okay, well, that's all right. But now it's got an edge close to where you want, and now you can yank on both sides of it.
I can raggedy it from there.
Fran, if you have 12 by 12 sheets, okay, here's the thing. I gotta make myself big again. Let me see. Okay, my whole piece of cardboard is the front, the back, and the spine. So this is my piece of paper folded. That's where the spine comes to. So we're going to sew these in. So you need to fold them in half and then use half of that measurement for the cover. Does that make sense, Fran? Hi, Cheryl. I didn't see you pop in. Hi, Sana's here. I didn't see her pop in either.
Me
Hello,
either.
guys.
Hi, ladies.
Okay, Elizabeth. Yeah, if it's just not going to fold very well that way. So that was the thing. If you couldn't find a big enough piece or the right kind of piece of cardboard, you can cut your front and back, cut a spine, and put it together with some fabric. Okay, so let's see where I'm at here. I hope, Fran, did that make sense? Hi, Tanya.
Hi, Tanya. It's good to see you.
Hi, Mina. We're glad you guys are all here. Lisa is making a funky torn edge, and I'm just making a funky curvy edge with my scissors.
Right now, mine's a funky cut edge, but I'm hoping to make it torn in a minute.
Okay.
But I'm kind of liking this, so I may change my mind. And I'm making my edges purposefully not to match each other.
And that I'm not paying attention. So, oops, guess what? Look at that. They
I know
almost
that's what I did. It's real easy to use the same curves because that's what you is in your mind, you know, in your
yeah.
muscle memory.
And that is not what I intended, but that's what's happened. Now, I've got plenty that I can trim off some of it, so it's not a big deal, but um that's weird.
Yeah. And if you were trying, it'd be a lot harder to do.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If I had been trying to do it, I'd have never been able to do it. Sherry's going to make a smaller version. Sounds good, dear. And especially on a smaller version, you could easily use something lighter weight than corrugated cardboard. Okay, let's see here. I don't like that. It's still a little big.
My cardboard piece was 11 by 24. I don't know how big Tanya's was.
Right about the same. 11 by 20, 23, 24, something like that.
And right now, I've got it down to about 19 by 10 and a half. So it may have been 12 by 24. And I'm thinking about making it a little smaller. That's
I'll measure mine in 1 second, guys. Just 1 second. Oh, let's see.
I'm gonna try roughing up the edges, and then if I don't like that, I'll cut it smaller and make it like this again.
Okay, okay, Fran. Cheryl, a cereal box is not going to be heavy enough. I do not think um even if it's smaller, it might be, but you're going to for down the road through the next thing that we're going to do, it might not be heavy enough. You may need to double up your front, especially. So you may have to double that cereal box cardboard up. I've got mine down to about 9.5 tall by 8 um, across, and I have to trim the back out just a little bit because I trimmed the front off a little bit, and now I have to trim the back. Yeah, and that's going to be probably too big, Fran, but that's it's all about what size papers you want to use in it. And like I told Lisa, if she wants to make the cover and then go for the paper afterwards, that works. Have you decided on funky or regular, Lisa?
Well, I'm gonna funky it up, and then if I don't like that, I'll go inside that and recut it.
Okay, sounds like a deal.
I was trying to find something to use on it, and I couldn't think of anything except these.
I'm sorry, Tanya, I missed that until just now. What we are making is our March mystery journal because I didn't even tell Lisa what we're doing. We are making sort of a naked journal, one that's not got a lot of decoration inside of it because we're going to be spending our couple of times working on the cover and putting it together. And this is kind of what I've ended up with, Lisa. Can you see that?
Yeah.
These are my pages that are going to go inside, and I've got some of my cover sticking out here and down here. Mina says we sound like famished caterpillars. Fran's going to use her jelly prints that are bigger than 12 by 12. Perfect, Fran. So now you have to just decide how big your back cover needs to be. And like I said, I made it extra. You don't have to put this funkiness on it if you don't want to. If you want a straight cover, please feel free to make a straight cover. I've got about an inch and a half inch spine because I have 3 signatures of paper, and then my other, and I didn't worry that they matched, but they do kind of match. So, and Lisa is funkying hers up really good. She knows that I love the funky. So, um, I've done that to several, so I decided I wasn't going to do that this time. But I do like it, Lisa.
Me too. I think I'm going to like it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to wait on me if you're ready to move
No,
forward. I just,
I'm going to wait for a few minutes because other people are getting their covers to this point. So,
okay. Well, I'm trying not to go in too far because I don't want to mess up the structural integrity of it. And I don't know what else you got planned. So,
yeah, because we are going to use, I do plan on doing some stuff to the edge as well as something to the middle. So,
okay. So, am
that's
I messing up
exactly
what you're going to do to the edge by doing this?
nope, not at all. I think it's going to be cool with it. Um, Fran, you're going to have until I get to Lisa's to get your pages together anyways. So we're not going to sew the pages in until we're doing our second session. So
So, are we thinking a couple of weeks from now, maybe?
yeah, I'm hoping so. I'm hoping so.
Okay.
But I'll know more after we know how long we're going to be in Red Bay.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'm good either way. I just,
Yeah,
uh,
it'll take us a solid week to get from Red Bay to your house, I think.
okay. Well, that was kind of what I was wondering. So, I'll have it probably a week's advance notice.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, for sure.
All right. I'm going to warn you, I'm probably not going to be doing a ton of trying to make my place more attractive. It's just what it is. But
I'm all for that because don't stand on ceremony with me. That's for sure.
okay, I'm going to pause for just a second. I
Okay.
mean, mute.
Okay. A little short. You extended them with the 2-inch strips covered. Okay, that sounds good, Janice. Yep, Fran, loads of time to get your pages together. That's one of the reasons why I couldn't really until you decided how big a spine and how big you wanted it. I couldn't really tell. Several people, Kathy asked me, I can't remember who else asked me how many pages. It really depends on how fat you want your journal. That's how fat. Let me get my pages back out here. I think I took this one off of there. We'll have to see. See, I've got 3 signatures. They're not real fat, but they're like that. So
about how many papers do you have in there?
I think there's about 30 here. Folded in half to make 3 signatures. One of the things I have found is that if you make your signature too thick, that is when they really don't lay in well. I'd rather put in 4 signatures and fewer pages per signature. It's just, at least for me, that's what I have found.
I have figured out the same thing. You can use the same number of pages in the same size spine, but if they're divided up into more signatures, it doesn't alligator as much.
Right. It just lays better. And
Yeah.
I like 3 signatures because then you can put one in the middle and then space out the other 2 rather than 2 signatures. And so, and this just happens to be the papers I painted with what was left in the bottles of my paint, in my bottles of paint. So I had that many. That's how many I got ready to go.
So I have a question for you.
Yep.
Is what we're going to use this journal for part of the mystery, or is it how we're making it that's the mystery, and we can use it for whatever we want?
It's what we're going to do to it that's the mystery. And then you can use it for whatever you want. I figured I'm probably going to need another happy book down the road. So since it'll be kind of empty, I'll use it
for that.
for a happy book, for my happy mail and stuff like that kind of book.
Yeah.
So, um, and I told you we have been channeling each other, just so you know. That's the mystery part, guys. You guys will not believe Lisa did not know about this. I did not know what Lisa was going to be doing, and yet we are. Oh, hi, Suzanne. Okay.
Bye-bye, Suzanne.
I hope you don't have to
Good
wait
luck at the
long.
doctor's appointment.
Yep. Have real good luck. Hmm. Hi, Journey.
Hey, good to see you, Journey.
And Fran's got her hedges cut, and Lisa's about got hers torn off.
Almost. I'm almost there.
Uh-huh.
Just a little bitty bit more. Okay, I'm going to call that done.
Okay.
Might want some more over here. I was kind of chinchy on this.
Okay, now I have a question.
Okay.
Is that your inside or your outside?
This is my outside.
Okay, all right.
Is that good or bad?
I think that's good because I would have felt bad if that was all on the inside.
Yeah. Well, I figured we're going to be painting and stuff, so I know the outside's going to be covered up.
Right.
And then I can do whatever I want to the inside unless you have another plan for the
So
inside.
I probably am just going to paint the inside of mine too. So, okay, so how is everybody doing? Is everybody ready where we can go on to pain management? I hope that they get something taken care of then. Um, Fran, I did not tear mine off. Okay. If you want to tear yours off, it would be probably on the outside. I'm going to leave mine without tearing. Mine is going to be smooth on the edge. So you can do it either way. It doesn't matter. Lisa wanted it distressed, so that's what she did. But if everybody's okay, I'm going to go on to the next thing, which is going to take us a little bit. Would it be okay, Fran, if I go on to the next thing and you come back to tearing off later? Okay, Fran, tear it off on the outside edge. But you can do that. You can do that after the fact. You don't have to do that right this minute. So I'm going to go. Yeah, see, mine's even got a number on the front of it.
That's cool. Mine does too. Maybe I'll leave that.
I didn't realize that was there, but.
Is that good or bad?
That doesn't matter.
It's going to be covered up anyway. Who cares?
It's going to be covered up anyways. I don't care. Yeah. So, all right. So the next thing we want to do is we want to find something that makes a nice big circle. Not huge, but big. This one's not quite as big as I might like.
Not huge, but big.
Yeah, and Lisa, don't get too close to that torn edge because you're going to need some space between that torn edge and... okay.
Okay, like this. Will this be okay?
Yep, that will be okay. I'm going to set mine, I think, in the bottom right corner. And I'm just going to make a draw. I'm just going to draw around it so that I have it drawn around.
I'm going to put mine up. Since you're going down, I'm going to go up.
Okay. You see how there's a good amount of space right here and a good amount of space right here? That's about 1.25 inches. Let's see. Good amount is not a good answer. 1.25 inches at least, okay, away from your edges. And there's where my spine is, okay?
Well, is it going to be a problem that I'm closer to my spine?
As you need a good 1.5 inches.
All right.
Not 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches. I think you got enough room.
Okay. That's about what it is, 1.25 inches. Okay.
Yeah. I used a circle cutter on my crunchy journal. Is that okay? I would think so, Fran. Okay. Now comes a little bit harder part because we're going to have to take a knife and cut this circle out. Okay. And that means I have to put my glasses on and I cannot read chat at the same time. So,
And we
I
don't need to save the inside part of it, do we?
no, we do not need to save the inside part.
Because I was thinking it might be easier if I cut it in quarters first, but it might
Yeah.
not make any difference.
Sometimes it's easier just to don't try to cut through the whole thing, especially with this kind of cardboard, to just cut through the top layer and don't even worry about trying to cut the ribs. Just it'll go up and down through holes.
Well, I'm not staying on my line very good, but it will be
Well,
ish.
it'll be circle-ish, and that's what matters.
Okay, I was putting too much pressure on it, and so it was not working. Do what she says. Be gentle.
Well, and if your knife is dull, sharp knives are always important. But see, once you get that top layer cut, it's kind of a guide for your knife. So, if you have to saw. Hi, Gigi. And see, I haven't even hardly cut through the back yet. It takes a while. And especially if you're cutting a circle, you know, if you're cutting just a straight line with cardboard, it's one thing. But when you're trying to cut a circle, it's another.
Well, mine's wonky right on this side, but that is the
It,
way it's going to be.
it's all right because you can wonky it up.
Okay.
Now you don't want to distress your circle edge because we're going to do something with it later that you want it pretty sturdy
Okay. I'm trying, but it's distressing whether I
by
try to or
itself.
not, it seems like.
It's not distressing so much that it's going to make a difference. You're going to put some
Okay.
paint in there and it'll be okay.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, it's starting to come through. It's amazing how sturdy corrugated cardboard is.
It really is. And I have a circle, like a sort of circle I can do something with later.
Mm-hmm. Um, when I was in college, the design they had a very big design department. It just so happened that one of the professors from the design department lived in the apartment in my garage. Um, and every year they had a little, they called it a lake, but it was a pond. Every year he had his design students, they had to build a cardboard boat. And they couldn't use anything but cardboard, you know. And it was amazing some of the boats that they built with cardboard. I was always surprised.
Okay.
She got hers all done. Here I am.
Well,
The
yours
hard
is probably a perfect circle, and mine is not.
That's all right.
I've got
In
some
the
little
end, it will be fine.
inside pieces that are not the same as the outside. So
In the end, it will be fine. Promise.
okay.
Let's see where I don't have. There we go. Okay.
Hi, Mrs. Gigi.
All right. Now we
Sorry,
have the
Holly.
color.
I'm giving subliminal messages. It's not very subliminal, actually. It's like in your face
Well,
messages here.
that's if you like cotton candy. I don't
Yeah,
like
maybe
cotton
we'll
candy.
cover it up here in a second. It won't torture people anymore.
Now then, I'm going to paint mine.
Okay.
And I'm going to paint it funky. I haven't decided exactly what yet, but I'm going to paint it funky. Um, I don't know whether it's going to need gesso or not because you know it. But it is kind of brown, and if I gessoed it first, then it would the colors of my paint would be prettier. And if you gesso yours first, then you'll probably cover up your words better, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking that's true.
Uh-huh, me too. So I need my paint water here. Mm, let's see, do I have paint water? Yeah, it's got blue paint in it. Oh, well, that's interesting. And brown paint on my paintbrush. Really good.
All right. I do not want my cutting mat to get gessoed.
No, you want to move your cutting mat, so because that would not be pleasant.
I think I will put it on this though, because I can clean up the gesso quickly. I
Now,
don't usually leave my mat, my craft mat thing out here because it's does this.
oh, uh-huh. Um, and Violet, was it Violet that asked me the other day, yesterday or Sunday, that about this thing on my fabric on my table? I don't think it was. I don't remember.
I don't remember who it was,
Mm-mm.
but
And
mine is a cooking mat.
yes, and um, this is not a cooking mat, but I will tell you the cooking mat I have is exactly the same, except it does not have ruffled edges the way this one
Yeah,
has. This one has ruffled edges.
mine's not ruffled and it's taped down with. Let me show you onto a board with duct tape, so I
With
can just move it on and off.
and mine is taped down, but it's just taped down to the paper that's on my table.
Okay, gesso.
Yeah, you got to find that now.
And and a gesso brush. I think I want my big new brush. Where did I put it?
Ooh, I can't wait.
I have one for glue that's somewhere else. I need to put some gesso around this one or something to show that it's for paint. So I use the two of them separately, but
Yeah, or or paint the end of the painty one or something.
yeah.
And I am kind of gessoing up the edges of this. And I'm not going to worry about it terribly. I am going to either matte medium or Mod Podge the cover when I get it all painted. That will probably be homework. Hole complete, and Kathy still has all of her fingers. Yay!
I'm glad.
Me too.
We don't want any
I do not want to be responsible for lack of fingers.
that's right. With no injuries.
Mm-mm. I may have to go get some clean paint water. I did not realize I left my paint water all dirty.
Oh, I think I got way too much gesso out here.
Uh-oh. The only nice thing about gesso is it dries fast.
Yeah, well maybe not when you have it an inch thick. That's gonna
Oh
be,
my goodness. It looks like it's that's a little lot of gesso.
that's a little much.
Hmm.
So we may have to.
I had too much, but I think that's even more.
Yeah, I got way, way, way too much here. So I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna get it covered, and then I'm gonna work at taking some of it back off. Maybe I wanted to cover it wet in one time, and I remember
Uh,
back when I used to paint ceramics.
uh-huh.
This was years and years and years ago, but I mean, literally 30 years ago. Um, but you're supposed to put 3 coats of glaze.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Well, my 1 coat of glaze looked like my friend that I was doing it with, like her 3 coats. So when I had 3 coats of glaze on there, I promise you, my stuff was covered. It was-
Shiny, huh?
there was no doubt about it. It was covered up and protected. Oh, I don't think
Uh,
I even still have anything that I made. I gave everything away.
well, I'm going to make you big and go wash out. I didn't realize I had left my paint container with dirty brown water in it, and that's not going to work for this.
Okay,
I'll be
well,
right back
all right.
while you paint. Hi, Mary. Mary's here.
Hi, Mary. Glad you're here. Well, I over gesso.
See, that's dirty brown water. Yeah.
Well, one thing's for sure, my words are covered up.
What's going on? Did she not talk to you?
Okay.
Well, or something in the car was noisy. I forgot. They went out to lunch today. She was probably.
I'm going to pick this up and set it somewhere for a minute
Well, maybe
so I can clean up my mess. Good grief. There is such a thing as too much gesso.
and
Oh, I
no.
hope you're doing better by now, Kathy.
Okay.
I hope you're better by now. Pneumonia is not fun, and it can hang on forever.
Clean water.
Yay.
Dirty fingers. Let me see where my headset is. Try not to get paint on my headset. Um, did you see that Mary's here?
Yeah, you told me before you left,
Okay.
and I did say hi to her, I think, Mary. I hope I said hi. Sometimes I think it's in my head and I not say it out of my mouth. So
Kathy, yeah, pneumonia will it'll do you in. So okay, so now you need to pick paint color for whatever you're going to do to your cover, and I'm going to paint mine all funky, just so you know.
you're gonna
Um,
take yours what?
I'm going to paint it funky. I'm going to do some turquoise and some lime green and probably some purple because I got to use purple.
Gotta use purple. Yep.
Hmm. Hmm.
I think I may let my paint mix with my white.
Okay.
Just let it not be dry yet. I mean, just go ahead and paint anyway.
Okay. Yeah, that because you put so much on, it's not dry yet. Mine is totally dry already.
Yeah.
So,
But it
hi,
looks pretty.
Sheila. Yeah, it's all nice and shiny, and I like the
It
funky
is.
edge.
Oh,
Hello, Sheila. I'm not sure you've been in one of our streams before, but hello. We're glad you're here.
we are happy to have you. Watch us
Mhm.
make a mess.
Yeah,
Okay,
make
paint.
a mess. That is the deal.
I think
I am not going to paint this real neat either. I'm just going to paint kind of, I'm trying to decide which, I don't have very good turquoise all of a sudden. What is my problem here? I guess we'll use this one. Um, I'm just going to put some paint on and paint, just
Okay.
however it ends up. So just have fun with it. That's the deal.
Have fun with it.
Hmm.
I will do my best.
So let me turn it around so everybody can see because the camera is just, there we go.
Mary says, I might have to find cardboard. Cardboard. Not sure I want to use my roses piece. I don't blame you. I
I
was worried about
yeah,
that when you said that.
yeah, Mary. It's like, because this is kind of it's a funky journal kind of thing. Um, I don't know if you were here when Lisa asked me if the mystery was what we were going to do to it or what we were going to use it for. And since it's going to be a fairly blank journal, I will probably use mine for Happy Mail in the future. So, it's more about what we're going to do to it than what we are going to use it for.
Okay, that's gross.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's
Icky's
very
in the
old
paint.
paint.
Yep, Icky's in the paint.
Yeah. Mm. Okay.
Yes, you could paint roses on the cardboard. There you go, Mary. What, can you even see the colors in mine? No. Lisa's going to have her painting done in just a couple minutes here. She thinks she's jelly plating is what she's doing.
I'm wanting to do some jelly plating. I'm going to have to do some jelly plating to make my pages for inside, I think.
Yeah, see, and I'm not going to get to play with mine for 2 months.
Do you have a tiny one you could take with you and play with?
Yeah, I have a tiny one, but that's a
It's not the
little
same.
it's a little messy for the camper.
That's true.
I would
You
have
could
to
do it
do
on
it
a
out.
picnic table.
Yeah, I could do it outdoors, but I have an awful lot already packed. I'll probably be all right without it.
You've packed all the goodies to do the April journal, I'm assuming.
Actually, I haven't got that done yet.
Well, don't forget it. Of course, I've got plenty of book pages. You can you can borrow
Um,
some from
that
here if you get here without any.
that's because I have my books for the I have my books for the I have my books already packed for the lap book.
Ah,
What I don't have is the cardboard bases for the April journal, and I have a month to gather those because we will eat things out of a box
right.
in that amount of time. So yeah, Mary, I like it. Oh, Lisa, that is pretty. Oh, I am so jealous now. I wish I put paint all over mine and did that.
Well, you still could if you want to, but
Yeah, I know. But right now
you have a plan, and your plans always end up looking great. So,
I'm doing these little dot things. So that means I'm going to have to paint in between. For some reason, I got a lot of paint on the second time. And of course, I got this little tiny brush. That's what's going wrong here is this itty bitty brush. I need to get out my bigger brush. I don't even know why I have this little bitty brush out.
okay, I'm
Okay.
just gonna let it sit like that and dry
Okay.
because I'm happy with it. I don't want to mess it up by trying to do more.
Okay.
So I say that, and then I keep going around the edges where I see the white, but I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it. See, the time you spend painting on yours, I'm going to spend letting mine dry.
Uh-oh, Sana's off to bed, but I think I just saw
Night,
Becky.
Donna. Sleep well.
I think I saw Becky's popped in.
Okay, I'm
I'm
going to
glad you're here, dear.
let off and
Okay.
clean my mess.
Well, that white under there really made the paint different than I expected it, which is fine. I'm just different.
Yeah. Well, it's one reason the white. Of course, I knew my white was going to mix in. That's why I chose really dark colors. Of course, those are also my favorite colors, and I decided that's what I'm going to do. Is just this book is going to be done with my favorite colors, and
There you go.
whatever it is, it'll turn out good if it's my favorite colors. So
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But my purple dots are different densities, which is fine. Not a big deal, right? Not a big deal.
not a big deal. In fact, it's probably a good deal. Different texture that way.
Yeah, that's right. Now, oh, and the lime green, I'm going to do something different. So I think I want some different kind of purple. Oh, there it is. That's what I want. This right here. This is the most eggplanty purple. It's amazing how dark it is.
What's the name of that one?
Just a minute, and I'll read it.
Because I love eggplanty purple. That's my favorite purple.
You see how dark that is, but it's
Yeah.
really pretty in person. This is that cheapy paint from Joann's, which I really don't like, and it's just called violet purple. But it almost looks, I don't know, brown in the bottle.
Kind of maroony.
Yeah, it's very definitely eggplant. Yes, Kathy, I'm going to paint the inside as well as the outside before I'm all done. You don't have to. I'm just going to.
Okay, I'm trying to decide if I should mute and go ahead and use my heat gun.
Well, and I'm going to have to use mine a little, otherwise I can't go on to work on the inside of it.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I'm trying to decide if I want to do the inside because my inside is pristine. Well, it's not now because it's got paint on it, so I probably ought to do something. Okay.
Well,
I'm going to bring it back over here and mute myself so I can.
the other option is to put paper on the inside. Now,
That's true.
think about it too that you did boo boo, and you need to put a little something, fabric or something, on your spine crack thingies.
Well, I just painted up my spine
Okay. Well, where
thing.
where you pushed through.
Yeah.
Fran said
I
she's
was
going.
just thinking, I've got this paint on here so thick.
It's probably going to be fine.
Well, I'm worried about the paint cracking when I bend my book.
Oh, yeah.
No, the push through part is on the inside.
Okay.
So I think I will do paper on the inside. But I still need to dry it so I can do something on the inside.
Well, that and you're going to need to probably paint along the edge.
Of the inside?
Yeah, because to get the paper, you'll never get the paper torn perfectly to the outside. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true. Okay, I'm going to mute.
Okay. And I'm going to use this paint that I got the other day it's glittery and it's thin, and we'll see how it does. I don't know how it's going to be because I haven't used it before, but And you guys do know that I'll probably have to doodle over this, right? um, that's just the thing. I have to doodle before it's all done. And I probably will just paint my inside, just kind of, I don't know, maybe like Lisa's, where I just use several colors and paint it, because I don't want it to be the same as the outside. And I'm sorry, I'm not reading chat. I had to put my glasses on to paint. I'm trying to keep it where you can see what I'm doing. This paint's got a lot of glitter in it. It's really pretty. I just don't know if when I cover it up with matte medium, if it's going to stay pretty. That will be the experiment. And we'll find out. It's so funny, Lisa being so quiet.
I heard that.
Uh-huh. Doodling, Nina says doodling is part of the fun. And Cher says, of course, she knows I have to doodle. Uh-huh.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mute again, but I am listening, Tanya. You
I
talk about me, I'll hear
Ooh, I better say good things. And I can't imagine anything that's not good about Lisa. So, there you go. Other than she lives too far away. That's a problem. She lives so far away. Okay, there is paint in this paintbrush we have to do something with. Come on, go back on there. Oh, that's just. Okay. I don't think you guys can see how sparkly that is, but see how sparkly it is? That's just gorgeous. Okay. So that's what my cover is looking like for the moment. Yes, Holly, everybody lives too far away. I agree. But I have a friend over in Foley who does cool art journaling stuff, and they're selling their house. They're not going to come back down here. They're from Indiana, and I haven't seen her all winter. So I went back and watched a bit. So you just figured out your front, backs, and spine. Yeah, we got cut the hole. That's right, Becky. And what we did was we we didn't use straight edges on our edges. We're making the edges kind of funky, and I did leave the front and back a little bigger so that I could funk up the edges and still have protection of my paper. Yeah, Lisa really roughed hers up. I just cut mine in a scallopy type pattern, and I'm going to have to see if I can
Okay,
find
I've got
some.
to rest my arm a minute.
Okay, wait. I'm going to mute in a second. Could you? I'll let you chat for a few minutes while
All
I
right.
do some drying. Okay.
I don't know if y'all can tell, but this is really bowed because it's so wet. Um,
Oh, it'll flatten out when we paint the inside.
yeah, yeah. I
I
was hoping that I could get it dry enough on the edges that I could go ahead and fold it and see how this is going to do.
uh-huh.
But I'm worried. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Well, you might want to fold it before you get it completely dry.
Well, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was planning to do.
Okay.
Okay, I'm
I'm
going to try it.
I'm gonna.
Okay, there we go. Okay,
It
so
looks like
here's
it's
the
okay.
back.
It looks like it.
Okay,
Oh,
it did fine, but
yeah,
it is still pretty wet there.
yeah. It's pretty though. Okay, now I'm gonna.
Okay, I'm just going to let it kind of sit like this for a few minutes. Well, Becky, hi Becky. Oh, I had to go to Dollar Tree and mooch a cardboard box to get mine because I didn't have any. Um, I had some small boxes, but I didn't have anything big like this. So I happened to go in when they were trying to restock, and they had boxes everywhere and boxes inside boxes. And there was this nice big cotton candy box that was just sitting there. And so I asked them if I could have it. If I was if I was closer to you, Becky, I'd give you the other half of my box. But Tanya's is looking so cute. It's like the beginnings of flowers is what it looks like to me, especially those lighter purple ones. They look like beginnings of flowers.
Say that again, Lee.
I said that your lighter purple circles look like the beginnings of flowers to me.
Uh-huh. And well, I'm gonna have to doodle, so obviously there's gonna be some of those weird flowers happening because it always seems to happen.
Yes, well, weird flowers are cool, so I think that's great.
Yeah. And I laid my hand down on it, and right there was still wet. So I'm gonna do just a little bit.
See, Mary, great minds. And Mina agrees with us. Oh, Becky, I am sure you are. Honey, I'm praying that you get some rest and that you're able to continue doing what you need to do so that you won't get sick or too worn out doing all that work. I'm very impressed by you on a daily basis, everything that you do. Ah, I'm just letting this stand here and look kind of boring, but I want it to do some drying in this position.
Can you dry it with your heat tool a little bit while it's bent like that?
I can, but I didn't want to do that while you were muted. So,
Okay. Well, I'm done. I'll let you get some more dry.
all righty. Thank you.
Yes, Becky, it does look kind of like blue jeans. I just think it came out really pretty. Yeah, and you're probably going to get more, Becky, because we're expecting rain. Yeah, Mina, for some reason, when I doodle, they all turn into flowers. Um, it just seems whether they are real looking flowers or totally mutated flowers, I don't know, but they do seem to end up looking like flowers. Let's see if I can clean up my mat. No, not really. It that gesso dried on pretty good. Ah, it's coming off. That's one thing these Teflon mats do clean up pretty decent, and I don't usually worry about it terribly as long as it's not wet. Every once in a while, I have to clean it up with something. And I got stays on ink all over it, and that did not come off. I imagine stays on ink pad cleaner would take it off, but I'm not going to worry about it. I don't care if it's a little bit different color. Yeah, once you gesso the other side, it probably will flatten back out. What happens is that the moisture is in that one side, and then you get too much moisture on the other side, and once you put the moisture onto the other side, see, mine's bowed a little bit, but not much because I didn't get it that wet. The edge is wet right there, though. Also, when it dries, it will. Oh, Therese, yeah, they do rule the roost, don't they? Uh-huh. Nap time and you're with us. Well, we appreciate that you didn't go take a nap. Oh, Lisa's cover is looking prettier and prettier. It also looks kind of like a starry night, Becky. She could splatter white paint on there and that would just be yummy. Yeah, Becky, they missed you. You were gone too long. That's what I was thinking, Becky. Splatters. Oh, it looks like the corners dried pretty good, though. Crayola metal markers, Mina, and they actually look like metal because so far everything I've got does not look very metal. Metallic is the word I was looking for, not metal. I'm going to go on. She'll know that we have to just do kind of the same thing on the inside. I'm going to just use some gesso, and then I really like her splotched paint. So the inside, I think, is just going to be kind of, it's not really splotched paint. It looks like more like streaked paint. But I'm going to use a couple colors of purple on the inside. Okay, well, yeah, let us know, Mina, because metallic markers are not the best. They're hard to come by, if you ask me. Good ones. Liquid metal. Okay. I need gesso. This bottle of gesso is the thickest stuff. I don't know if Posca pins make metallic markers? Does anybody know that answer? I've got I don't use many colors of the Posca pens, but I do love their black and white ones because of how they write on things. But it would be nice if they made metal ones. I bought some metal ones last fall at Hobby Lobby, but they don't really look metallic. Okay, Fran, that's fine, hun. You do not you do what you want to do with what you're going to do with it. Lisa's talking about putting paper on the inside of hers. So, but she's torn that edge. So, because of that, she's probably going to have to paint the edge a little bit. Um, that is so pretty, Lisa. Did you
Hey,
hear
I
what,
like it.
did you hear what Becky and I said?
About a starry night,
Uh-huh.
splatter white paint on it.
But you don't have to do
Yeah.
that. I'm just saying that that's kind of what it looks like to us on camera, especially. It doesn't
Yeah, well, it's
necessarily look that way.
bluer on camera. In real life, it's a lot greener.
It's a lot greener.
Yeah, I still think it'd look pretty with white splatters on it, or black splatters, or both. But um, trying to
Well,
decide if it's dry enough, I can turn it over without any damage
okay.
occurring.
Well, and then that way you can work on your inside. You have, a while to finish up your outside.
Okay, let me clean that off. I had some paint inside that got my mat all painty and wet.
All pointy and wet. Uh-oh. Mary's eating red licorice.
Ooh,
Not particularly fond of red licorice because it doesn't taste that much like licorice.
yeah, that's why I like it better.
Oh, what I really like is
Licorice.
the
The flavor
old
is not horrible, but it's not something I would choose to do on purpose.
I like that old timey chunks of black licorice.
Oh, I bet you liked Good and Plenty's too, didn't you?
Yeah, I do like good and plenty's. Yep.
Haven't had those in a long time, but that's where I got my first taste of licorice was Good and Plenty's.
Good and plenty's.
I was like, okay.
Well, I'm not sure I like this, but I'll eat it because it's.
Because it's here and I don't want to be rude.
I had a moon pie the other day. I don't like marshmallows. And I kind of, Mom got these moon pies. Somebody was doing a fundraiser at the senior center, and she thought, I don't want anything that's in the silly basket, but I can donate $5 to the fundraiser. One of the women's grandsons is having to have a second kidney transplant because he had his first one at 2. Anyway,
Oh, goodness.
so he's having to have a second one. He's done real well. He's 14 or 15, something like that. So she was one of the ladies doing a fundraiser. And Mom said, well, she thought she could, handle $5 for tickets but she didn't really want anything out of the basket. Of course, she won the basket.
Of course.
Oh, Mina, I cannot stand Peeps. Ooh. And I'm not real fond of hard candy. Moon pies in the microwave? Becky, I don't know about that, but that would have been all right, I guess. Anyways, it had 3 moon pies in it. So the other day she sent home 2 of the moon pies for Jeff and I. And I thought, oh well, I guess I'll try this. I can eat a moon pie. And actually it was pretty good because there was not a lot of marshmallow in it. I was surprised. The cake part was pretty decent. But it would not be something I would go to the store and buy. The basket also had some Zatarain's rice mixture in it, and man, was that good, but it was spicy as all got out because Mom gave it to me because she knew she wouldn't eat it. But Jeff and I we really liked it. So, okay. Now I'm going to kind of do what Lisa did, only with just 2 purples. Yes, and that's what these were. Oh, chocolate covered Peeps. No, these were chocolate covered moon pies. Um, I can pass on chocolate covered Peeps. Really, really pass. So Lisa must have gone off somewhere.
Oh, I'm trying to decide what to put on the inside.
Oh, okay.
So I'm kind of wandering around looking at. I thought I have somewhere some pattern paper that I put stamped all over,
Uh-huh.
pattern tissue that I stamped
Yeah.
all over, and I thought
Oh,
that would be fun to put in here, but I can't
yes, it
for the
would.
life of me remember where it is. So I'm
Well,
standing here looking around, trying to think where would I have put that. You'd think it'd be somewhere logical.
well, but that's of course not going to be the case.
No, it's not. I can tell already.
Oh, yeah,
Some
Lisa,
of this.
I like that technique. Mm-hmm.
I thought I might put inside it. I'm not sure how it goes with the kind of, the style of the cover, but I'm going to take a piece out and see what I think.
Okay. Well, you're going to ink the inside edge, so
Yeah, I am.
because that'll distress it more.
I'm going to ink the outside edge too, I think.
Uh-huh, probably.
But I haven't decided if I'm going to do that with my normal sepia that I do everything with or with black. If I do this, I'll probably ink it with black.
Yeah, because that would, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And of course, it's not quite big enough to do one sheet.
Oh dear. Um, since you did tear that little spot in your cardboard, you might want to put, since that's just tissue, you
Yeah,
might want to put a little piece of fabric on that, on those bends, just to strengthen it a little.
that's a good idea.
And you want to do that before you put the tissue down.
Well, or I could put tissue here and just put a strip of fabric right there that goes
Uh,
over
that would work. Yep.
the tissue.
Mm-hmm. Okay. There's my cover on the inside.
Oh. So see, now y'all are going to be waiting on me again. While I,
No, that's we're just fiddling here. Okay. That was really pretty that way, but I don't want to ruin that piece of book page because it's pretty cool. I got all kinds of paint in my brush. I don't want to waste it. We can't waste paint.
no, although I did. Well, it was gesso that I wasted actually.
Well, it's not big deal. Oh, I really like that purple, the way it came out. I might go back and paint the front cover that way. I might. I might. We'll see. I'm not real happy with my.
She might.
I'm not real happy with my front cover, just so y'all know. I could always turn my cardboard around.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. What are we looking for? Chocolate covered Peeps are $30, Mary? I hope not. Oh, 6 pounds of candy. That's, well, I guess that's not too bad for 6 pounds of candy.
I'm actually thinking against this.
Okay.
Because the more I look at it, the more I think it won't really go with
It's
the rest of
awful.
the
It's
aesthetic.
awful Victorian instead
It
of
is.
instead of funky.
which is a look I love, but they just don't go together.
Yeah.
So, I'm thinking I'm going to put what do you call that? Masking tape right here,
Yeah.
and then paint it.
Okay.
Um, that way,
You'll want to glue your masking tape down with some glue because your paint might take the masking tape off.
yeah. And
Okay,
actually, I'm going to use this.
I'm gonna mute a minute and dry.
Okay. This is old style packing tape. It's very sticky. I think that'll work better.
Yeah.
And of course it would roll. Roll away. Oh. Okay. I think that's going to protect it really good, and it is close to the same color. And I'm really not sure. I'm liking the idea of painting in here. Um,
I was trying to click the wrong button to unmute myself. Mary's not sure she can do funky. Well, don't do funky then, Mary. Just do it plain, but cut your hole. You don't even have to have the curvy edges. You can have regular edges. I'm liking the front. It's okay. It will be fine when I doodle.
yeah, I was to say that makes such a huge difference when you doodle. And
Yeah.
mine is breaking right there in spite of everything I did. So I'm going to have to probably put something here too.
Yeah, and this is not so far, but that doesn't mean it won't.
And I use that really old style packing tape
Yeah, I
in
was gonna
here.
say
So I decided
I need to find a roll of that because that stuff's cool looking.
it is. I found it at the thrift store and it's almost gone. It's mostly
Uh-huh.
the roll, but um, but it works really good and it sticks really good. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not liking the painting idea either. So I'm debating what I'm going to do in here. Um,
Would any of
Tempted
your
to just
big
run an ink pad all over it and leave it alone,
Oh, well, if you do that and you don't like it, you can always cover it up with paper um
or paint.
or paint or something else later.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just get out the ink pad and see.
Elizabeth, that's fine. That works to design your edges later. Mary's funk failed. Uh,
Mina's thinking fabric for the
Fabric
cover
with
with yes paste.
there you go. You really need this big hole. That's sort of the key. I mean, it doesn't have to have funky edges. It can be any kind of cover you really want, but you need this big hole. That's the mystery part. can't see what it's looking like. Can
Well,
you?
I'm not sure I can do it over the thing, but this is what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
I'm just
All right.
rubbing my ink pad over it, so
Yep. I
I'll
like
show it
that.
to you more in a minute.
Uh-huh.
I'll probably go around the edges more in a minute too, but to try to cover up that white. But
That's the mystery part, Mary. The hole is the mystery part. And I put my hole in the bottom sort of right corner, and Lisa put hers closer to the top. And I'm really liking that, Lisa.
I am too. Sometimes you just got to go with your gut.
Mm-hmm. And with this cover, you can use some really interesting kind of papers.
Okay, that part is not working as
Can you
much.
bend it? Can you bend it backwards a little bit so you can get
That's
to it?
what I'm trying. Let's see, there we go. Okay, now then I'm going to use my tool and see if I can um,
Ink
get
the
rid of
edges
more of
even
that.
more.
Yeah, mostly because there's white that seeped around,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to get rid of that if I can.
You just need one big hole, Cheryl. One big hole. This is. I think Mary that Mina is thinking about it and going to start hers later. I may be wrong. I think she's thinking. I'm just watching Lisa ink the edge of that. It's turning out so cool, so totally different than what I had in my head.
I'm liking it. I even like the difference in the color. There's where the white is.
Uh huh. Uh
When
huh.
you ink over that gesso, it's completely different than just inking over the
Mina,
cardboard.
don't count on that. Um, and
She's trying to get you to
and
give away your secrets.
yeah, she's talking about putting in a window, and you need this hole. This needs to be a hole to do the next part, which we're not going to do till we get to Lisa's house. And Becky's taking mental notes for later. Oh, Lisa, I love that. That could be the outside too. I actually really want to do a second one that's really grungy, but I just didn't have time right now. Mary's going to make a trip to Dollar General for cardboard. Yeah, or the liquor store, Mary. I'm sure there's one. The liquor store, I've always found the liquor store has boxes all the time. Yep, Mina, shelve the acrylic idea for another time. Okay, this is dry enough now that I'm going to cover it with a coat of Mod Podge, matte medium, whatever. But this, I want the paint to be sealed good for down the road, and paint on cardboard doesn't. So I am covering it with my Mod Podge glue mixture.
I was thinking about using iridescent medium.
Ooh, oh, and I have some. That would be gorgeous on that blue cover, Lisa.
I think so too. I think that's what I'm going to do.
That now I've mine's got this sparkly green paint on it, so it probably hopefully will show the sparkles through it. But
Uh-oh.
what?
I got that white was still
Wet?
not dry, and I didn't realize it, and I got it on my,
Get rid of that sponge right away.
yeah,
Did you get it in the pad already, or?
just barely right on the top. Hoping I can get it off. Just one little
Okay.
place.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was a lot of gesso.
Yeah, it was, but I thought it was dry. Oh, I actually have one more sponge. I thought I was out of them.
Uh-oh. I only have a couple left too. I was thinking I should have gotten some of those the last time I was in the store and didn't have any use for my coupon.
Yeah. Well, when I went and I was trying, that's what my plan was, and they didn't even have any. I was like,
No.
well, that's not helpful. It's
Well,
not often I go looking for something specific and it's not there, but that time it wasn't.
I went to get that corner chomper the other day, and I missed getting into Michael's with my coupon by 5 minutes.
Oh no.
We were 5 minutes after 7. So I went yesterday to Joann's, and the bloody things are on sale, so I couldn't use my coupon, and their sales are just not all that great. They also have the really pretty corner chomper, the decorative one, and they have it on clearance. They've got like 12 of them. But guess what? Their clearance price isn't even as good as their sale price. So it's like, okay, guys, this is just ridiculous. So I came home without a corner chomper, and I figured I'll just have to do with my broken one for the time being. My paint's not dry either, and I thought it was more than dry. Oh,
The cardboard just soaks up so much you don't realize it.
mm-hmm.
And I don't know
Okay.
if what we're gonna do with our circle, but so this may not even show, but I'm inking it anyway.
It might show some. Hello, Michelle. I didn't see you pop in, but hello, we're glad to have you.
Hi, Michelle.
Mary says iridescent medium. She can do that. I'm going to mute myself again and dry this, guys.
Okay. Okay. Boy, that cardboard tears up those sponges. All right. Oh, goodness. Sorry. I didn't mean to hit you. I need to. I'm going to need to dry that when she gets back. My cover is still very, very cold. I think I can put the iridescent medium on top of it without any problem, though, but I do want to dry it a little bit more before I do.
I'll talk and let you dry that.
Well, if you're wait till you're through.
No, that's all right. It can dry by itself a little. I don't like the. Of course, I'm using a hairdryer because I don't like my heat tool on things. Mina, did you hurt yourself? Oh, because you hit her. That's why she owed. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Is it okay? What's going on? Glue?
Oh, I just hit the camera. And I said,
Oh, no,
I'm
no, no.
sorry
I
I hit
mean,
you.
you're having to glue your tape down.
Oh, just that little when I rubbed that pad across it, it pulled it up just a little bit right there.
Little bit. Okay. Well,
Okay, I'm gonna mute and dry.
Okay. Set up. Cheryl, I'm not sure. No giggling at Lisa. Oh, okay. I won't giggle at Lisa. Yeah, right. Oh, is Nancy here? Hi, Nancy. I didn't see you come in. Hello to anybody who we might have missed saying hello to. I'm sorry. We're just busy, and we're every once in a while we're muting because we're trying to dry this. I have painted the inside and the outside of my cover. Painting the inside did break it did crack where I folded it. I have to tell Lisa mine did crack on the inside. I'm not worried about it. Um, it won't show that much. This is not dry. I put Mod Podge over the top of it, and I may put a second layer of Mod Podge on it. I want it nice and well sealed. I like Mod Podge on my stuff just to seal it. Oh, Nancy was oh, okay. I won't tell on you, Nancy. Michelle, we're making what we have called a March mystery journal. There is a what you need on my channel. We will finish it on Lisa's channel in a couple 2-3 weeks when I get to Texas. This is just the cover, and I haven't even told Lisa exactly what we're going to do with things. Hi, Barb. But what we've done is we have made our cover kind of funky on the edges. Lisa's torn hers to make it very that kind of grungy style kind of thing. I just curvied mine. We cut a big hole in the front cover. We have about 1.25 inch, 1.5 inch spine. We've painted the front, and I painted the inside, and Lisa has inked the inside of hers. And we're just making it's just going to be a simple journal. Yeah, we're going to finish it, Mary, when I get to Lisa's house. That's the deal. So, and Lisa's back, and I think she's going to put iridescent medium on there, and I'm going to mute myself again, dear.
I thought that I can't find my iridescent medium. I thought I had it in my hand, and it turns out to just be slow dry blending gel medium, and that's not what I want. We don't want to slow it down.
Yeah, Lisa's is more rustic, Michelle. Mine is more funky.
Because we never do anything exactly the same.
Nope, we don't.
That's part of what makes it fun.
It's usually Lisa that does the very rustic kind of torn up stuff, right?
Yep.
The grungy stuff. I have a tendency to do the grungy stuff.
Metallic white. That's not what I'm wanting. This is ridiculous. Well, I may not get to do iridescent medium because I cannot find it. And there's 2 places it should be. Just 2 places. It should be easy to find. I'm sure it is on.
Does Hannah have it?
No, Hannah doesn't have it. We can't blame Hannah.
Okay, you're sure?
Yeah, because she doesn't use that.
I like that, Becky. Yeah, we should do our own thing. And Michelle, this is going to be sort of a naked journal. We're not going to do a ton of decorating on the inside. I didn't tell Lisa or anybody what exactly we were going to do. I told them to have certain things today. And so Lisa is totally unprepared as to what she was doing because I just told her have a big piece of cardboard. So that's, that's the mystery part about it. I'm going to mute myself.
Well, I'm just going to have to use regular old Mod Podge stuff instead of, and I can't find my Mod Podge brush. I am so unprepared, and I love that brush, and I just used it and cleaned it, and maybe I put it in here. Yes, I did. All right.
Lisa, you can always put the iridescent medium over the Mod Podge. It'll be all right. And I was going to show you mine cracked when I folded it. It cracked on the inside as far as the paint goes.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to just leave it be, and I'm going to Mod Podge over it.
I'm trying to clean out my brush from paint, but it's not getting clean. I'll just set it aside. Just set it aside. And
Fran,
I
you
have
can put.
another one of these things
Uh-huh.
full of this homemade Mod Podge stuff,
Yeah.
and it's disappeared too. And that's huge. How do you lose something like that? I mean, it's
they'll both
ridiculous.
they'll both be in the same place. Fran, you can put, if you want to put paper on the inside, go ahead. Okay, Terry. Bye-bye. Glad you could come.
Okay, I'm gonna do something here. I
What are you
thought
gonna
this
do?
water bottle thing was a good idea,
Uh-huh.
but it's not because
Okay.
this gets gummed up,
Oh. Mm-hmm.
and that's not a good plan. So I'm just gonna pour it in this where it has
Okay.
a big wide opening. I can dip my big old brush in it.
Okay. Um, I have liked this Liquitex. This particular bottle has
Yeah,
worked very well for me,
that
but
worked much better.
it has a different kind of opening, and it does get goo up around here that I end up having to pull out. Okay.
Okay.
I think my Mod Podge water for my brush is about turned into Mod Podge itself. That's what happens when you're lazy. Mary's still looking for a big water spritzer. Okay, Sheila, bye bye. I'm so glad you could come by.
Bye, Sheila.
I'm gonna. Really? I'm running out of Mod Podge in there. Oh no! Don't tell me.
You better make
Really?
up some before you come on your trip.
Well, I've got it down to make some up because I got to have that bottle full, or I will not make it.
Yeah.
Because I use it on my postcards for sure.
Yeah, and then on our book we're making in April.
Yeah. Uh huh. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to take two containers, but I don't think I have two bottles that I can use. I'm gonna have to look. One lasts a long time, but I have gone through a lot lately. But with the lap book, I, I'm using a lot on my lap book too.
Oh yeah.
Mina, I reuse this bottle over and over again, so there's, I don't dare chop this bottle open because I need it for making the next batch. This is Mod Podge and glue mixed together, and I had a plastic tub with a big wide opening, kind of like Lisa's just poured hers into. But I found that, especially for traveling, this works way better. It seems to stay, it doesn't get a skin on it. And since I use a ton of Mod Podge, I usually have refilled that bottle quite a bit. And with that lap book project that I've been doing with Lisa, it has used a lot. So, okay. Okay, I'm going to mute myself again, guys, for a minute. I'll be right
Alrighty.
back.
And I'm just putting on a huge heavy coat of this Mod Podge stuff because I can't do anything lightly. And I do want it to be not just protected, but the sturdiness that it adds. But I don't want to have it goopy in that ditch there where I'm going to fold my journal in a little bit. Okay, now I gotta let it dry. One,
You just ask us a question about dishwasher safe Mod Podge, and I have no idea what dishwasher safe Mod Podge does because I've never used it.
me either. I didn't even know such a thing existed.
No, but I would think it would work. Put it on a little piece of paper and see if it dries decent, Kathy. Like putting Mod Podge on my Curiosity cover. I'm not sure, Cheryl. I'm not sure the answer to that question because I'm not sure what we're talking about. Sounds like water heat proof. Yeah, I would think it would work. And yes, Lisa, I heard you say the Mod Podge is not just for the surface, it's also because this is cardboard and it will help to protect it a little. It makes it a little sturdier, it protects it more.
Yeah.
If you want to mute and dry a little, I'll I'll wait. I'll give my
Okay.
phone a little bit of time to.
I will do that. Thank you.
Okay. Shares Arby's Roper. Sammy was a rooster. Not even sight. I bought it for now. Okay, Janet just said, Kathy, that she uses her outdoor Mod Podge on paper and it's fine. An outdoor Mod Podge is designed for weather like rain. So I would think that any Mod Podge would work for this. I can't imagine that dishwasher safe Mod Podge would be bad for anything. I would think you could use it on anything.
I think most of the Mod Podges will work for paper, but paper Mod Podge won't work for all those other things.
I think that's a good way to put it. Yes. I can't find more cover. Awesome, Sherry. It's amazing how shiny Lisa's Mod Podge made her piece look. Now, that's right, Janet. Her cover will be 100. She could put her cover in the dishwasher. No, because right on the edges, it never gets right in the edges of corrugated cardboard. See if it protects. Yeah. At least you'll know that if you splatter your drink on it, it won't ruin it. And that's really and truly this just it gives it a nicer finish. And I may put a second coat on the front. It's all right though, I think. I'm gonna have to doodle on mine though, so Barbara, are you talking to Mary? That's true, Janet. I think Kathy that Janet's right. You know, if something got on it, you should be because even this Mod Podge, if something gets, if you get something on it, you can usually wipe it off if you do it pretty quick. Like if you accidentally get paint in the wrong place, you can kind of wipe it off a little bit. I don't know what I'm going to doodle because it came out looking awful like flowers. Oh, the fabric book. Yeah, Lisa, I think Lisa finished her. She's got another package to work with. She said, I think she said 3 months. There's three projects that she has to make over the next 3 months. Lisa, if you can hear me, that is really shiny. Is it still real wet?
This part right here is dry, but
Okay,
what's white is still real wet, so it's not
it's
going to be
still
real shiny.
okay.
Um,
No, it's
once
not.
it's dry. I think what the shine you're seeing is that it's still wet. I just didn't want to do the heat too much, so
Yeah,
I'm
you
going to
got
let it sit.
it. You have to remember that stuff's that acrylics of all sorts is plastic, and you don't want to
Yeah.
overheat them. So I'm gonna mute again for a minute.
Okay. Um, I do have a video. Somebody was asking about my fabric book. Um, my fabric book, I do have a video showing it and what I did with it under my DAFI design team videos in my a playlist. You can look there. All three of the projects that I did earlier are on there: the fabric book, the altered box, and the altered dress form. I have videos for all three of those. I didn't. Anyway, they're up there on the playlist. I don't know when they will actually be in the auction, but yeah, shipping cost is a big deal, Sherry, especially trying to send stuff back here from Canada. That would be hard. It makes it it costs a lot more. So maybe if she sends you projects that are really lightweight, maybe that will help with the shipping cost. If she makes specific projects that would be lightweight to ship. Um,
Lisa, you could set that aside now and start gathering your papers because um, if you want to let it dry,
yeah,
because I'm going to doodle on my cover, and once our cover outside and inside is done, that's as far as I figured we would get today.
okay.
Okay, I figured we would do our mystery and do our pages and sew our signatures all in next time because it won't take that long to sew the signatures in. So I'm going to doodle on my cover, and Lisa is going to gather up pages because she hadn't decided what pages she wanted. Another reason that putting the Mod Podge on, the acrylic craft paint can be hard on your pins. So putting Mod Podge on it smooths it out a little bit. It's a little easier on your pins. You just got to make sure it's really good and dry. Yeah, the absolute cheapest package to send to Canada is now over $11. It's something like close to $12 to send a 1 ounce package. Now, a package is anything that's over a quarter of an inch. So, it's this thick. It can weigh 1 ounce, be that thick, and it's a package, and it's almost $12 to ship it, which is just ridiculous.
It is because 20 miles this direction, you're good.
Yeah. Yeah, and a 1 ounce letter is $1.20. And if it's at all odd, it costs more than that $1.20. So, okay, I have not decided exactly what I'm going to do yet, but I think we're just going to. Ooh, that really, I squished my pen and that really goobered out. I'm going to be careful of that one.
I'm going to go change out my water,
Okay.
and I'll be right back.
All right. These are Posca pins too, by the way, and I really like them. They always seem to draw real well over acrylic paint. Um, I pretty much only use the white and the black ones. They make good dots too, which is, kind of painted, dried, and 2 12 by 12 papers glued to the inside. Done. Yay! Yeah, Sherry, it can get kind of pricey. Um, Sending anything out of the country, it's just kind of ridiculous, and it gets worse all the time. Um, Now, Fran, we did protect our paint with Mod Podge, and that's up to you. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. I just wanted a smoother protected surface. And of course, we got to put some dots on. Got to have the funky part. Um, Before the next time when I get to Lisa's, you need to have your papers figured out, which Lisa's going to figure hers out here in a few minutes. And you need to have your fabric and fibers gathered, and yarn, some little strips of fabric, some thread that's not bumpy of some kind. Fran, we're just going to do the cover this time. We're going to work on the rest next time. So,
I think it would double. You would think. Thank you.
welcome. She help you carry back out? She must be still muted. Oh, no, she's not muted. She doesn't have her headset on. That's why she didn't hear me.
Okay. I'm back.
Sherry's waiting for her gesso to dry. Okay.
Alrighty. I think I'm going to do some painty stuff on these papers.
Aha. Okay.
Oh dear. Did that mess it up? I had my cover hanging over the rest of this box.
Oh, uh-huh.
Box fell over.
Uh-oh.
Like, that's not what I wanted.
Yes, Mary, you're going to have to wait to hear the mystery of the hole. That I have to keep the mystery alive for most of March, you know. We'll see if Lisa thinks she's figured it out yet. I will hint at something though. Lisa must have been channeling me, or was channeling Lisa.
Well, I think because of that, I think I know what you're going to do with the hole, um, but I'm not
Yeah,
positive.
I gave her a hint.
I don't know if you want me to tell them what I think or not.
Nope, nope, don't tell them. Don't tell
Okay.
them. No, we'll find out
Let's
if
see if
you're
they
right.
can figure it out.
Yeah,
And I might be wrong, and I'll feel kind of foolish if I am and I said something. So maybe it's better if I
okay.
don't say anything.
I'm kind of liking this.
I love it. The doodle's great.
Mary, that's the hint. Lisa and I must be channeling one another like crazy. We've had the same thing on our minds lately. So, you know, that's got
Okay.
to be what it is.
I'm
I,
thinking
that you're going to
you
paint
used
your.
watered down acrylic paint, didn't you, when you were doing your pages?
Yeah, here, let me get my pages and I'll show you.
I'm trying to decide if I want to do that or just use watercolor.
Let me put this aside so I don't. I blooped my Posca pen. I was pushing the tip to get some more ink on it, and I blooped it. Mary does not like mysteries. The hint is that Lisa and I have been channeling each other, totally thinking about the same thing. Okay, and that's what the mystery is, even though Lisa doesn't know for sure. And Fran, yeah, if you wanted to put some spine stiffener in there, that would not hurt it at all. You want to have that done before next time. Gloria, I probably am going to hold on to my piece, but I haven't decided if I'm going to use it for anything. Okay. Um, because I wasn't sure that it was going to actually come out as a circle or if I was going to have to cut it. Lisa, yeah, this is just watered down acrylic paint, really watered down to. I rinsed the bottoms of my bottles out.
I gotta see if I
And
have any bottles that are that empty.
this one is water. This one's watercolor. You've seen me do that before.
Yeah.
Um, I just didn't have quite enough of the acrylic ones. The hole looks like a deep mind map. Okay. Yeah, Fran, if you're worried about the circle, because like Lisa said, I didn't know if I was going to have to cut it in pieces to get it out. I'll probably put it with my journal until I have decided I don't want it at all, but yeah, it's not a big deal. I don't have a plan for it. But these are the papers I'm going to use, partially because you can write over them, you can draw over them. Since this is going to be kind of a naked journal that I might use for my Happy Mail later, there's a map underneath Fran's hole. Channel mind map, yeah. No, I don't think we were channeling the same mind map, but you know, it could have been. I can hear her shaking paint.
Sorry, you want me to mute?
Nope, I do not.
I'm finding a few things that are really empty.
Mary thinks she solved the mystery. I don't think she did, but that's okay. Okay, now that I'm not sure, but Lisa, what do you think? Do you think it's done?
I think it's lovely.
I
I
think it's
also think you
done.
could do more and it would still be lovely. So I think
Yes,
it's just what do you
but
want
when
to
we
do?
do the rest of it, I don't want to do so much that it's totally takes away from the other thing I'm gonna do, the mystery part.
The mystery part, the whole, the mystery
The
of the
whole,
whole.
the mystery of the whole. So I think this is done. I may, when it's really good and dry, put a second coat of that stuff over it, Mod Podge over it. But I need to make sure it's really good and dry because Posca Pen, believe it or not, is not permanent until it's been dried for a while. So that is what my cover is going to look like. I'll turn it around where you guys can see it. That's around the circle. I thought about that, Sherry. I may do that. Oh,
Well, I'm
Frank.
finding a few of them that are pretty. I'm trying to decide whether I should stick to blues and greens or whether I should.
I'm not following Mary, so that's not me.
Did she give you a link to go to? I wonder if
No,
whatever was on that link is what she was thinking.
um, Fran, don't get too into the fabric. Remember that I said fabric, fibers, thread. Okay, you want bits of it all, and do not cut your fabric up. If you've got big pieces, only gather fabric if you have little pieces. Do not cut your fabric up um if all you've got is big pieces. Okay. And violet, yeah. I can remember when there was, almost nothing on the TV, and that the TV had this the record player built into the side of it. My dad had this big console thing. It had record player and TV, and of course it was black and white. I actually remember when we had a party line on the phone. Of course, I lived in a little town when I was younger that the telephone company there is still private. The landlines actually belong to a private company. So it's one of the few left, and Bell had to leave them alone because otherwise they become a monopoly. So, but that's my cover. And all the TV programs ended at midnight. That's true.
Okay, I'm just going to stick with these paints that I've got right here. And I'm trying to remember how you did it. You just laid a piece down and put paint on it and then laid another one on top of it?
Yeah, pretty much. Barb, you need the playlist for the information for this. Is that what you're looking for? Because I missed what you said. But yeah, and make sure your thing is all piled up. Maybe a journal just for mind maps. That would work. That would work, Mary. That'd be cool. The it's gonna bleed some through to the other papers. Lisa.
Right. That's one of the things I really liked about it.
Okay, let me see if I can get it for you, Barb. I'll be right back.
I'm going to keep on shaking a minute.
Okay.
I think I'm going to let that be enough for that one. I may go back and add another layer on it later, but
There you go, Barb. That's the Hmm. Okay. Did it not? Okay, it did post. Um, that is the link for the information for the February or for the March mystery journal. And oh, Lisa, that's pretty. I didn't see it very well before you moved it, but that's pretty.
Oh, sorry. I decided to do a few two sets and then go back and add more paint
Oh,
and
uh-huh.
do
Yep. Um,
um
yeah, Gloria, I think usually we just picked up the phone and said to whoever was uh, handling the phone that day that we wanted to speak to, just by the name. We didn't even have phone numbers, if I remember correctly, for a long time. That's it. Oh,
well,
sure,
I grew
Mary.
up in a big enough town that we had phone numbers the whole time. I don't remember any, operator or party line or anything like that.
Hmm.
Um, I do remember, I mean, we've had the same, my mom has had the same phone number all my life, at least since I was 4 and she moved into the house she's living in now.
And now, uh-huh.
Yeah, so we've always had the same kind of, the big numbers, but I do remember her talking about the um, the numbers, where they were um, just for, like they would have a designation and then 3 numbers or something like that.
Yeah. Of course, it was a very small town, Gloria. It was pretty much family everywhere. My dad had lived in this town for years, and uh,
Woo!
that's pretty. Now you might want to squish some of that up on another paper. You
Okay.
got a lot of paint on there.
Yeah, the paint I didn't, when I did that other one, I didn't have quite as much paint.
Becky remembers hers. Mary's going to do a mind map mystery journal.
That'll be fun.
There you go. And see, now it gives it also that background, the layering kind of thing on it.
Yeah, I like that.
And I don't know if she's using the bottoms of her paint bottles, guys, but what I used was where I put water in the bottoms of my paint bottle.
Yeah, that's what I did. I found the ones that were very close to empty and filled them up with water.
Becky says BR549 was for junior samples used cars on Hee Haw. Well, see, I don't remember that. Oh, Mary's Mind Map Mysteries, MMM. I didn't realize it was gonna get done so fast. I really didn't, guys.
Well, it
I'm
gives me
glad
time to
Lisa.
do my papers, so.
I'm glad Lisa has to paint her papers.
Not, uh,
What I should do is make you bigger so they can see
no,
better what you.
no, don't, because we want, I don't know, I like seeing your, as
You
well
like
as
see.
hearing you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm
Okay,
gonna have some.
question.
Yes,
When you,
yeah. See, you're using a lot of paint.
I always do, that's right. But I'm adding more papers.
Uh-huh. Yep. But you do need to make sure those papers come apart while they're still wet.
Yeah, I need to make my, hang up my, jelly print, um, clothesline. Let me do that real quick.
Okay. And how
They'll
big is
dry
that?
much faster if I do that.
Yeah. How big is that paper?
It's 11 by 17. I'm just going to cut it down to the size I want
Mom. Okay.
once I get it. Oh, come on.
Painted.
Yeah. That way I don't worry. I'm not going to worry about how much paint or whatever. I'm just going to paint the middle and know that it's good enough. Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to have more Mod Podge. There's barely any down in there. I am liking this cover though. I'm liking how it came out. I wasn't at first. I love how the purple is on the inside. I'm happy. I got junk off my mat on it, but that's okay.
Okay. We needed 30 pages, right?
Roughly, yeah. I think that's
Okay.
about how many I have. It all depends on the thickness of your paper.
Well, this is just copy paper weight.
Yeah, Fran. We're gonna make sure. However, whatever you want to do to your cover has to be done up until that we have our mystery hole. We're gonna do our mystery hole next time, and we're gonna sew in our signatures next time. And if we add a closure, we will do that next time too. Okay. So you're going to need your fibers. If you have strips of fabric and some thread, all of those things. Those that weren't here in the beginning, I have roughly 30 pages. When I put them in my book, I have 3 signatures. They'll go in like that. Oh, you'll also need whatever you're going to tie your signatures in with. See, they go in there like this. And so that's about how much paper, however you want. Just don't overfill your book. So you're going to need those. Then you're going to need some reasonably sturdy thread. This is just crochet cotton. Embroidery floss would work too. Yarn would work. That's not, you don't want bumpy yarn. You don't want just this kind of yarn. You need something like smooth like this or like this. I'm going to have some yarns, some textured yarns, probably some fuzzy yarn because, you know, this is my color palette here. This is some really old bias tape, and it's probably going to get used. This is some little scrappies of fabric. That's bias tape, some scrappies of fabric. There's a little scrappy of fabric. This is a white piece of bias tape, some white funky yarn. Let's see if I can find something else in here that kind of goes. That probably goes. There's no purple in my stuff. Why is there no purple? Here's some purple, but it's kind of just thread-like. I may have to hunt up some, oh, that's kind of pretty.
Hi, Jude.
Purple and turquoise. I may have to go hunt some. I want something I want a little more purple for the, in my fibers because I put purple on the inside. So I'll have to hunt a little something to go with it.
I'm making papers to go inside the journal that we're making today because we got finished with the covers pretty quick. So I'm playing with the technique that Tanya did, but I'm sure I'm not doing it as good as she did because hers came out with better splats. But
better splats. Maybe I had more water in mine.
Maybe mine feels like it's pretty much pure liquid, but
okay, because these were pretty watered down.
Yeah. Well, there was like maybe that much in the bottom of my thing, and I filled them pretty full.
Yeah, see, and there was not that much paint in mine by any means. This is this is the papers I had made that she's talking about, Judy. Purple and gold, yeah. Fran, don't worry about it. What we're going to do, you should be able to handle. Just and that's why I'm saying to have a variety of different fibers so that not everybody's going to have the stash I have. Um, Lisa, I think maybe just I don't know, maybe more water. I don't know, but
It's okay. It'll
I
be all right.
I think
I'm
yours
not
are
worrying
gorgeous.
about it. Huh?
I think yours are gorgeous.
I don't even know what I'm going to do on these pages, so I'm not gonna. I may doodle. So if there's more splotches, that'll be
Yeah,
okay.
you don't get to doodle it. I want to pronounce it right. Oh, okay. Mary's talking about pronouncing it right. Oh, so Jude is right, right? I think so. Anyways, mine just had big. Maybe I put more paint in one spot, but I just was using the water, the bottle, the paint out of the bottoms of my bottles. I got to throw away 3 bottles. That was all. When I made all these papers, and I only got to throw away 3 bottles. But I couldn't leave all that color in the bottom of those bottles. Aha. Okay.
I got to find some more places to. I got my papers so far apart. I'm not gonna be able to put up enough papers.
Uh-oh, not good. Okay, now I'm
Okay.
not sure where I pulled that. 1, 2, 5, 6.
Um, whew.
Okay, I think I fibbed. There's only 8 sheets in each of these. Just
They're
so
all
you know.
singing to you now, Jude. Yeah.
Yep, I fibbed. There's only 8 in each
8
signature.
in each one. Okay.
Yeah, but
So
it
8
all
times
depends
3
on.
is 24.
Yeah. Instead of 30, there's only 8. The thing of it is that 2 more in each signatures wouldn't have changed it that much. It all depends on the thickness of your paper.
Well, in this, once you do this to the paper, it makes it fluffy. So,
Um, Jude, yes, it's called March Mystery Info, but just give me a second and I'll re-put up the thing. That's the link to the March Mystery journal, but it is in my junk journal playlist. But that's a direct link wherever it went to. Where did it go? There it is. For some reason, when I put up a link or when I type in this chat, it doesn't want to show. Um, yeah, Jan, I agree. It doesn't. It doesn't. And the the thing that what we did today, Jude, is we took our giant chunk of cardboard, which for me was a flap off of a giant box. I think you have to have a pretty big piece, and it's best if um, the channels that are in the corrugation are this way in your cover because we did it all in one piece. You don't have to. I think Elizabeth said she had to cut hers up because her channels went the wrong way. If that's the case, then you're going to have to put something to hold your spine in. That's, we all
hi,
kind of know how to
Scarlett.
do. Well,
Do you
hi,
want? Do you go
Scarlett.
by Scarlett or Isabel?
Um, so once we did that, then we took our papers, or Lisa chose she's going to cut her papers to fit, and we put the cardboard there, and you see how this edge is not cut real close, and it's curvy. Lisa, could you show Jude
Yeah.
your Yeah, if you have to put Tyvek in it, you have to put Tyvek in it. Mine doesn't have anything. Lisa's has got some tape in it. Lisa actually tore the edges of her cover, which is really
It's still
cool.
trying to, the matte medium's still trying to dry. I mean, the Mod Podge stuff.
Mod
So
Podge
it
is
looks,
still trying to dry. Um, so Lisa tore hers. She's making it very funky, grungy, and I'm making mine just funky, and it's got this funny curved edge, and it doesn't line up exactly. I didn't worry about that. I just made sure that it was big enough to protect my papers. Then we cut a big hole in it in the front, and like I said, every place, make sure you have at least 1.25 inches all the way around your hole. So what? Because the mystery part is what we're going to do with this hole. Okay. Um, so then, after we cut the hole and got it all cut down to size, then we painted our cover and painted the inside. Lisa did have to put some packing tape. Thank you, Gloria. Packing tape down the center because when she creased her cardboard, it went through a little. So she put some packing tape to reinforce it. And then we painted it and we put Mod Podge over the surface of it. Just to Mod Podge. Yeah, the hole is a mystery. And yeah, we sealed it with Mod Podge after the fact. That way, it's just got a little bit of surface on it. I may go back and actually put a second coat of Mod Podge over mine because this green paint is got some texture to it. It is sparkly though. Look at how nice and sparkly that green paint is. And Lisa and I, the hint about the mystery is that Lisa and I have been thinking about the same thing apparently because our minds have been on the same thing, and that's where the mystery's headed. So you're welcome, Jude. And if you have any questions, holler. We don't have a date for finishing this right now, guys, because I don't know exactly when we'll get to Lisa's house. Um, we should know, we'll know in advance when we're going to be on, but that's the thing. And Mary says it's mind mapping.
she's trying to make us brainwash us.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's not mind mapping because that is not one of my favorite things to do.
Mind mapping and channeling. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, and I just swallowed a seed. Hold on a second.
Uh-oh.
Excuse me.
I have a question for y'all. Have you any of you ever painted on paper and then coffee dyed it or tea dyed it? Is that a thing you can do? That's my question because I'm not really liking the white. I guess I could just paint tea over the top of it. That'd probably be okay once they're dry.
Sorry, guys. I swallowed a
Did,
lemon seed. um, I I think Fran and Laura asked about getting notice. Uh, we should know um, several days in advance when it will be happening. Um,
yeah, and it'll be on my channel, so I'll definitely put out a notice telling you.
yes, we'll it'll be on Lisa's channel. Excuse me, it'll be on Lisa's channel. Um, we'll know ahead of time uh, when we're going to get there.
We'll post it in our groups on Facebook. So
Yeah, we'll post it in groups on Facebook. And actually, Janet is working to set up a PM sort of thing that comes through the group so that when she has when something comes up, like the other day when she had to repost my live stream when it died, and my computer died in the middle and I had to start back up again. She's working on that in the group. So do sign up for that or whatever, or realize that that's going to happen. And Lisa, I don't see any reason why you couldn't copy dye it after the fact. Acrylic paint is permanent once it dries. Thank you, hon, very much.
well, that's kind of what I was thinking too.
And you know, try it with a piece. If it doesn't make you happy, then don't do it all. Um,
Right.
no snow globes, guys. I am totally not thinking about snow. We are not having any snow on this trip. We are not going to find snow on this trip, except maybe having to come when we come back home, when we get ready to go over any of the passes or anything. Oh, Isabel goes by Tiff. And yep, you are. Oh, she does, and it's on my Lisa. It's on our list, and we didn't pay attention.
Oh, okay.
Yes, she goes by Tiff.
Yes, I remember that now.
And Janet said, "Yes, I coffee dye my painty papers, Lisa. No problems."
Thank you, Janet.
And Becky said crystal ball. I missed that. I'm sorry, but no, not a crystal ball. No, you guys will be so surprised.
I'm trading
Mixed
out
Media
papers to
Madness.
dry.
Yes, I like the MMM for Mixed Media Madness. What did you say, Lisa? I didn't hear you.
I'm taking down papers and so putting other papers up so they can dry.
Okay. Yeah, Barb, no more snow. Of course, I think you're going to get some more before it's all over.
Okay, so I've got one, two,
Elizabeth
three.
knows what it is. Well, then PM me, Elizabeth. Don't tell them here. Oh, Mary. Huh.
Okay, I'm just going to work on these some more because there's 24 right here. So.
I have to tell you that my husband is very, very linear too. He's very symmetrical. Um, he uh, he he. I had tea bags laid on paper, right? And so he's putting the tea out of the pitcher. We make a gallon of tea every day. Every day we go through a gallon of tea. It has to be a toilet hole then. No, it is not a toilet hole. Promise it's
Good
not.
grief, people. Mary, Mary, Mary. Quite contrary. Today,
No,
that is your name.
because she doesn't want to have to think. Anyways, he laid the tea bags out very squarely on the piece of paper. He couldn't just throw them on there the way I had done. He will find things that I have done that to, and it's straighten them up. It's so funny. I feel guilty just sitting here.
Oh,
But Elizabeth, if you know what it is, then you're just going to have to private message me. I'll tell you whether or not you're right.
but then you have to keep the secret.
Yeah, you got to keep the secret because it has to be a, a mystery. Jude, he is a fabulous husband. I've had him a long time. Frank says it's probably a black hole. Oh, well, it could be. It's right now. It's a purple hole. See. Now that is cool, but you put papers in there, and it's not going to be a black hole anymore. But yeah, let's see. This year, last year was 35. In October, it'll be 36 years. We've been married, so I've had him a lot longer than that. Too big for a shaker spot. Yeah, might be. Beck says a dryer door.
A dryer door?
Yeah, well, it could be.
It
Now,
looks, yeah.
I would
I was
really
just trying to
like,
think, how could we make it a dryer door?
I would really like this if my dryer was painted like this. Now I'm going to. You sent me an email, Elizabeth. That's great. Let me see. I will go. I will go look at my email. I think I can look at my email. I'll be right back, guys.
We'll be here. We all want to know if she's right.
She's right. She is right. Yay! She's right. I didn't even have to open the email. It was a short discussion.
It was in the subject line, huh?
I have to tell you, I just realized something. I don't. I've showed you guys my studio before, okay? But this is a color palette that I guess I love. I've always loved it. My studio is mostly turquoise, purple, and lime green. But I just realized that I just painted this cover very much like I painted my fans, and I have to show you. So I'm going to make you all dizzy. Be right back. Let me see if I can loosen this up so I can take it out.
Joyce says Tanya is going to make us all take Valium.
There you go. Okay, let me see if I can get it up there. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Can you see them? Okay, can you see my fans? Can you see those guys?
Oh, love that.
Okay. That's my ceiling fans. I painted those when we first moved in the house. I painted the ceiling fans. They were old and ugly, and I found those. Let me take this off again. Let me show you back again. Oh, you see the? Oh, you can't see because the lights are on. Okay, the things around the bulbs are actually pencil holders from Dollar Tree because I didn't like those glass ball things that they had on there. Okay, guys, sorry about the dizziness.
Are they the metal mesh?
Yep.
I thought I remembered you showing that one before. That was really cool. Very smart.
Okay, it's not going back together again. Hold on. I'm going to make Lisa big so I don't make you guys so dizzy.
Well, there's not really much to see. But I will show you.
Oh, those are cool. There we go. Oh, there we go.
And there's that one. And that one. Uh-oh. See, I wasn't fast enough.
Yeah, I told you to get them apart.
Yeah.
That's all
The
right.
other ones I all got apart in time, but that one.
I was going to say that one's just a little distressed.
It's a little textured.
Yeah, there you go. Uh-huh. Joyce, that would be pretty with pansies on it. My desk is actually painted just like the fans, and my my bead table is painted turquoise and black. I did not paint the top of it all fancy because it's got welding blanket and tile on top of the desk so that ooh, Janet is all of a sudden it's raining at Janet's house. But Fran, this is actually green. It's lime green. It's not gold. But it's probably just my camera that's looking like that.
It's amazing how fast these dry when you hang them up like that.
Well, that and when it's such a thin layer of paint.
Yeah. Okay. Now these are the ones I have to do the other side
Okay.
on.
But I think you could cut. I don't see any reason why you shouldn't be able. Janet says she's done it before, so.
Well, it makes sense that it would be fine.
Uh-huh.
I just haven't ever actually noticed anybody do it before. In that order, I've seen people paint on coffee dyed papers, but
Oh, well, Fran, the gold and purple will be really pretty together. Mary says it's a hole in the head. Yeah, probably. I figured somebody would guess, Elizabeth. You're right. hmm I think Lisa knows too, but
I think I do too, but okay. Whew, goodness gracious.
okay. Janet says, Lisa, I spray the coffee on. I do not soak it.
Okay. Well, that's what I was thinking. Either that or with a paintbrush.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Joyce, water in the basement is not good.
Boy, these are going to be fluffy.
Yes, and that they're very fluffy, and that, don't they make such a wonderful sound?
They do. They do. Love it. Love it.
Elizabeth, yeah. When I told her she'd been channeling me, then that's kind of. Janet says yes, or with a paintbrush. But yeah, I figured she'd figure it out. I think the idea of coffee dyeing painty paper sounds like a lot of fun though, because it's going to make it even more crunchy.
Yeah. It's just going to get better.
Fran's just happy to be caught up at this stage. Like I said, I may put one more layer of Mod Podge on mine. I'm just kind of waiting because, like I said, I have put Mod Podge over these Posca pins and had it bleed. So I don't want to do that. I'll do it tonight or tomorrow morning. Okay, Gloria, I'll go check. Give me just a minute.
Does she think she knows what it is too?
She might. She messaged me.
Cool.
Yes, ma'am. You're right. Gloria knows. Don't tell anybody now. Mary has painted coffee dyed mind maps.
I love it, Mary.
And Dennis says it's a goldfish bowl window, and I'm the gold. And you are the goldfish. Hmm. I think I'm gonna go ahead and Mod Podge the inside a second time since I'm just sitting here, being boring to everybody. I'm sorry, guys. I
God,
just
it's still not dry yet.
work.
Quick coat.
Okay, well, what we have to have for next time is our cover all finished and ready, and our pages ready and signatures. And I'm going to do 3 signatures. So, ooh, yuck. Every once in a while, in this bottle gets very nasty. Ew. Ew. Yeah.
Well, at least you pulled it out.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's hard to do.
It seems to come right out.
Okay.
Elizabeth has a goldfish spine. Okay. Mary says that's about as funky as she can go. Coffee dyed painting mind maps. Yeah. I bet you could get your funk a lot better than that, Mary. You could probably get a little more funky. Are you supposed to call about your car, Lisa, or are they going to call you?
I'm gonna call them, but not till 4 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
So
And
I
you
don't
don't
have
have
to
to.
take Ethan to work. So
I was going to say you don't have to take Ethan today, so.
no. Y'all may not want to stay till 4, but I have that
Yeah.
long.
Well, we might not because we somehow or another forgot that we really need to go get a we really need to have a dash cam. Um,
After what happened to you with the other one, I don't blame you.
well, and we kind of didn't go ahead and do it before the last trip, and we had an incident in Birmingham where some fool decided to cut right in front of Jeff. I thought Jeff was gonna hit him. Um, I really did. I was totally prepared because the traffic wasn't heavy. That was the thing. It's like, okay, why did you have to cut in front of this giant thing that cannot move fast? So we just kind of think it might be a really good idea. So, and we kind of forgot about it. And with the Jeep engine and all of that kind of stuff,
Oh yeah.
it there were other things on our mind, I guess, is the deal.
I'm
So,
I'm having to find places to lay the rest of these papers because all my all my all those things,
uh,
clothespins.
clothespins are,
Up.
yeah, honey, you have some brand new little clippies
That's true, but I don't have room to.
to put them. Okay. Mary's got a mind map funky. That sounds like a deal. Gloria, yeah, every once in a while my paint will do that. Not very often. And I don't know if it's because I put the Mod Podge into an empty matte medium bottle, if the matte medium and the Mod Podge are doing that. Um, it's not as bad as it was in the beginning. So it could have been that the matte medium that was in here had dried on the inside of the bottle, and that's what's coming out, because it's kind of stopped doing that, but I'm really close to the bottom right now. So I'm just trying to think what else.
Excuse me. Let me
I
mute
don't
for a
think
second.
anything else. We are going to, for the April book, do another. I'm going to set this down so that I can clean up my table. We're going to do another scrappy, crunchy, funky book, the way the one, like the one I'm doing on my Sunday live streams, um, which I've already sent that book outside, so I can't show it to you. Lisa might have hers close where she can show it. Um, it's one that we made last January, I think, a year ago, January. And I've been working on one in my live streams since the first of the year. And Lisa wants to do another one, and I love doing them. I think they're so much fun. So we're going to do another one with pages that are multiple sizes. So, Mary, more funkiness. Um, but pages that are multiple sizes. And give me 1 second to dry this, and I'll show you my book. Um, I don't want to lay my book up here. My lap book is coming along very nicely.
Here's my crunchy book from last January.
Thank you, Lisa. And
We call it that because the pages are thick and they sound good when you touch them.
Mary says she can't take it. Oh no.
Mary, once you mind map funkiness, then you're going to be good with it.
That's
You
right.
just need
There
to
you
mind map it first.
go. Right. That's what she needs to do, is mind map funky. Um, Great, Fran. Yeah, the one in the streams is fun, and we're having I'm having fun with that. But Lisa and I want to do another one anyways. So partially because I'll be on the road, so we had to make a decision early, and that's something that was easy to figure out. We both want to do one where the base is book pages like this. Now, I don't know if it, are you going to cut yours up or tear yours up square like this, Lisa? Or are you going to tear them up in pieces?
I haven't decided yet. I like the square, but I think how effective it will be depends on the size of your pages.
Right. The
If
other
you're
thing
doing
is,
little ones like this, then you'll need little bitty ones,
yes, you'll have to tear your pieces
which will
up a
be
little
cute and
more.
fun. I just
Yeah.
haven't, and I guess what I'm thinking is I do want to tear them like that square, but
Hmm.
do I want to, make bigger squares on the bigger pages and smaller squares on the smaller pages? I think that might be fun.
Yeah, that might
Do
be fun.
some of
You
them
know,
that are just squares and some of them that are just rectangles and some that are a combination.
Mary says she can distress it. It'll be okay too. I see funky like pastel Easter eggs.
Oh, yeah, no. Well, those papers, I mean, the colors I was using are kind of like that.
Yep. Hmm.
Because that's the color, that's the paint I had that was almost empty.
And that's
That's
what happened with mine too. Is
that's
that
why
that's
I
the thing.
chose them.
I'll be right back, Lisa. I'm going to go get some boxes to show what we're talking about with the different sizes.
Okay. And on this one, I put charms and stuff. I just added them in um, between where we put the pages on. So it would be very, very jeweled. This is a very jewelry book. It's the most jewelry book I have, I think. But this was so much fun. I really loved it, and I haven't been playing along with the one Tanya's doing right now in her live streams, and one reason I didn't was because I knew she said we would do another one with book pages, and that I was waiting for that one. Anyway, we've done a lot of books over the past year and a month or so. And I have all of them except for the one that our December book, the 12 Bits Journal, because I sold that one. And what binding? We use that slip knot binding. It looks it's very, very easy to do. And we did it on when we did this book last January, we did it on the stream so everybody could watch. Yeah, I have a lot of journals. I sure do.
Oh, oh. I,
And
I,
we're teasing you, Mary. We don't mind if you don't want to do something funky. Um, I love watching people do things that aren't necessarily the thing I would do myself too. So that's fine. I love watching a lot of the things Mary does, and they're not necessarily things I would do. Well, partly because I don't think I could do them as well as Mary does, but that's beside the point.
Gloria, it's not really complicated. It's really, really not complicated. Um, give me just a second. I'm gonna make myself big here. It's just a matter of layers and doing all kinds of things in layers. Now, what we're talking about with multiple size things, and Lisa, are you gonna do an information video for it?
Yes.
Okay, Lisa's gonna put up an information video somewhere towards the end of March. We do not have dates yet because I cannot tell you dates right this minute with things the way things are. So that's just gonna have to wait, and I'm sorry. But I have, this is just the lid off of my tea box. So that will probably be about the smallest page I have. I have these boxes, which I will probably use one of these, but of course the tabs will be all taken off. So that's a different size. Come here. I have my favorite onion soup box. Okay. So that's another different size. It's going to stick out further this way and be shorter that way. I have this Zatarans box. It may be a little big. I almost think it's going to be too big. I'm not going to like it because it's so big. But
You could cut it down though.
what I was
Make
thinking was
pages out of it.
cutting it right in half, I will make a different, it'll make a different size page. This is a cereal box, which of course could make, probably make, maybe make 4 pages, which are different sizes. Um, then this is again, this is a cake box. And again, I kind of think that's kind of big. I haven't decided how big the biggest page is going to be. I will probably make my front and back covers the same size and the biggest of the 2 pages. But so you might want to just, if you don't already, I mean, I have a box full of this kind of boxes. But what we want to do is we're going to do some kind of book page background, um, and funky size pages. That kind of the way to explain it, right, Lisa?
Yeah, and then decorate it however you want. I'm probably going to do collage with botanical theme.
And that's kind of where I'm headed with it.
Oh, can you imagine us doing something similar?
I mean,
It'll be an event, y'all. You have to come.
yeah, it might be
Gloria
real.
said, "Has anyone dyed using Kool-Aid?" And I have dyed wool using Kool-Aid because Kool-Aid has citric acid in it. And when you, and I had to add even more vinegar to it, but when you dye wool, you have to have the acid for the wool, for the dye to take. I haven't dyed paper with it, but I've dyed wool with it and it works really well. You
Mm-hmm.
can also use food coloring.
And fruit tea dyeing the book pages would be really cool, Fran. This is 4 different books that I'm using here in this to give me these different colors of pages. This book right here that's darkest is so fragile that this is the only way I can use it is adhered to something with Mod Podge, because trying to use it as a page in a journal, it's too fragile. It just falls apart. It only works just as like a Mod Podge down, a collaged element. Um, yeah, Easter dyeing kits, especially when they go after the fact. That's right, Janet, because Easter egg dye is really cool.
Yeah, I went ahead and picked up 2 at Dollar Tree. They're kits that have the little buckets and everything, because last year I was going to pick some up after the fact and there weren't any.
Oh no,
Walmart didn't have any. Dollar Tree didn't have. I was like, did y'all just put them up for next year or what? So I went ahead and bought a couple because I do want to dye some paper. And you can dye wool with that too.
yes,
Not
yeah.
that y'all are dyeing wool, but that's the thing I've dyed the most.
Well, and I've dyed back in the day. I dyed a lot of things: fabric and wool and cotton thread for weaving and for crocheting, um, lace making, that kind of thing. I did a lot of natural dyes way, 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 way back, but I've really just recently started dyeing paper. Um, but this is kind of the plan for April, is to do that. And Lisa will put up an information video to just give us more. Um,
I'll probably link to Lori Marie's video because it was the one that got us started doing these in the first place.
right.
And
And
then a link to our um,
original book.
original book. And then because I think all we did was, well, maybe what was that? The prep video for that one. I can't remember what we did as a prep video for that one because that was our very first thing. We weren't used to doing this at that point.
I don't know. I don't know which channel or anything on that one. We'd have to go back and look. I can look for you when I get a chance. Mary, are you talking about this book? This is my lap book. This is the first pullout that Lisa did. Mine is a little different than hers because my books are a little different than hers, and I put in a gusseted pocket. And her first one, I don't think your first one has an envelope, does it, Lisa?
Let me answer a question real quick before you move on, before it gets off the chat. She was asking if you still add vinegar for paper. And I don't think you would need to for paper because You're not going. The reason you add the vinegar is for the dye to set in the wool, and if you wash it, the dye will stay in there, and you're not going to be washing your paper. Once you dye it, it's there. So I wouldn't worry about adding any extra vinegar for paper. Okay,
No.
that's all.
Hi, Brittany. Didn't see you pop in. I'm so glad you're here. Have you seen lately? I've been using your little book for that you sent me for my Happy Mail. But that's what this is, Mary. See, this is the second one she did. See her slash pockets, and this is the tuck pockets. These are tight, Lisa. I don't
Now
like.
I stuck a card in there,
Mm-hmm.
just to kind of make it open up a little bit, and just left it in there for a week, and then it was easier. You might just stick something in there right now
Okay.
to force it to mold around it or whatever while it's sitting around.
Okay. Because it is really snug.
I tell you what, let me get my book and we will compare the things that you're showing with the things I did and
Okay.
show how
We have time.
fun it is for them to be different.
Yeah.
I need to get my water out of here though before I make a mess.
And mine, Mary, my book just only has I only have two books. I did not use three like Lisa did, so I don't have quite as many surfaces. I only have two surfaces left. This one and this one over here. So there's going to be some. I'm thinking about what she did last night, how I'm going to make it function. Let me make you big so that you can show yours.
Oh, have you shown everything then? I was just going to show side by side the different parts.
Okay, well, that sounds good. I can do that. This is the first one.
Yeah, this one first because this is what we did first.
Okay.
And this is what mine looked like. Let me move it a little bit. It got caught.
There you go.
And I have pockets like this, and that's all I did with this one. Tanya added a lot more stuff into it. And it was stuff that I was going to incorporate later, which I thought was kind of funny. But because she knew she didn't have as much space to add different things as I did. So she made twice as much goodness out of hers.
Well, and it's thicker, so I don't have a lot of room. But see, Lisa had these pockets like this, and I just added this gusseted pocket, and then added this envelope that's also a tuck, and then back here on this side I added this envelope which is a tuck, and I added, and it's just a small gusset. This is like where you put on your file folder gusseted pocket where it's just one piece on the side.
Right.
So, but it's looser because of that. But I had to add, I don't have as many surfaces, so I had to use every possible thing. And you didn't make a spine in yours at all, did you?
Well, just a little bit right here, about a quarter of an inch, just so it could shut over this.
Right. And see, I had to put this bigger spine in because I added all this mess back in here. Which, because of that, I had to have more space in there, which is, it's working out. I'm happy with it. I do like the second way of building the pull out better, Lisa, when you show that.
This one?
Yes. That one was built, she built it with packing tape.
Yeah, with a file folder and packing tape to make the hinges. It lays so nicely when you do that.
Yeah. And see, there's her.
And then here are my pockets. And I went ahead and took the things out. I probably should stick them back in that I had in there. Mm-hmm. And there's a pocket, a tuck here and here. And then here's those, the woven pockets. And then this one. And then here's the one that opens like that.
And it's an envelope.
And here's the stacked library pockets. And then here's one with an envelope that's got a spot behind it and a little pocket here and a tuck spot here.
Oh, you glued that piece down. I missed that. Because I'm not exactly pleased with this popping up here, so I'll just glue it
Yeah,
down.
yeah, I glued it down so it would make a pocket.
Yeah. Okay. So because of what I'm doing and knowing that packing tape does not let you stick Mod Podge stuff to it, I had to use Tyvek. So instead of the packing tape holding the pieces together, mine's Tyvek. It's just because I'm not I'm Mod Podging all this paper down, and I knew it wouldn't stick to the stuff. So I did this pretty much the same thing as Lisa, except all my pieces were the same size, and then I cut a tab off of this one. This is that pocket she just showed. But I left it open in the back there again because I only have so many places. Hi, Sharon.
Yeah,
Um,
I think I left that one open too on mine,
on
but on
yours,
the other side.
on the other side. Well, it's just
Yeah.
where they sit. I'll put this. I'll glue that down because I like the idea of that being a pocket better. Um,
Hi,
then
Sharon.
this is my library pockets. Um, Lisa used envelopes, and my envelopes were not working very well for some of the things.
Well, on this one, I just used really heavy book pages,
Heavy book pages.
but the original one, I used envelopes.
And so I'm using cardstock that's got this Mod Podge stuff over it. I did leave the sides of this open because this cardstock was making everything so tight.
And that was a great idea. I wish I had done that because these are kind of tight pockets.
Yeah, and by leaving the side open, you can get into them better. Um, I left this one open too. Lisa put one of these kind of pocket envelopes in. She did bring her string from the bottom to the top, and I brought mine from the top down. And it's just because that's what I wanted to do, you know. Let me see what it and this is all the same with the
Oh,
stack
we're
this
not there
way,
yet. Okay.
and this is the side one, and then this one. Um, I did do this one a little different. Um, because of how I've been doing this, the torn edge on the book page I just didn't like it. It was just one of those things I didn't like. So I cut my um, with the circle cutter. The other thing is I Mod Podged my book pages because these two book pages, because I'm using the paper that was here, these are lightweight. So I Mod Podged them, and then I used two pockets instead of, because I have had a plan to decorate this, but I don't know if I'm going to so much now.
I think
And
it's really cool just the way it is.
yeah, and that's the thing. The more I work with it just the way it is, the more I want to leave it just the way it is. And then these are those pockets that we were just discussing are awfully tight. And there again, it's because I'm using this cardstock stuff instead of book paper. So it's kind of snug. So, but that's where the second one, I really did it pretty much the same as Lisa. My pockets just may be in a different order. This one I really did differently because I knew I had to use everything I could on one spot. Lisa did two things and then her spine last night, and I think that, Lisa, I'm going to combine those two things and put them in one place. Can you show those?
Yeah, I did these pockets. So this was a combination of two different types of pages that Pam at the Paper Outpost did, and I just combined them to make toppling on the side and then stacked on there. And then this is the folio um, with a gusseted folio and or gusseted pocket, and then there's a another pocket here, and that's all that is.
Okay, I'll pull that back
And then
out.
then
Okay.
I did the spine.
Mm-hmm. And
Um, and I made this so you can remove it if you need to change this out.
Yeah, hold on just a second. Hi, Maria. We're glad you're here. And Sharon, I think I said hi, but I'm not sure. Okay, open that back up, Lisa. Let me make you big for a minute so we can see both of them. Okay, open what you did last night. Okay, slide where, there we go. Okay, so you see how your, um, yes. Okay, I think what's going to happen is that I'm going to make that piece and then the flap of it, I'm going to make full size and I'm going
Come
to
all the way
put
to here.
to come all the way to there, and then I'm going to put those stacked pockets on that flap
I think that's a great idea.
because that will give me, I will be only be using one more section of my book.
Yes,
And
Fran, these are lap books. I'm working on this on my live streams on Monday night. So I've still got several more pages that I'm going to do, several more things. I've got to do something here and something here, and then I've got to fill this spot over here. Because I used 3 books, I have extra places.
yeah, and I don't have as many places, so I'm kind of staggering them in with that. And no, Mary, Lisa's not finished with her lap book, and neither am I. Um, so Lisa's been doing that, the lap books, um, Fran, in her live stream. And excuse me, I've been following along and posting my videos later, partially because I edit out a tremendous amount of Mod Podging. This takes a lot of Mod Podging, and I can't do it in one sitting because I have to let all this mess dry. Um, yes, Fran, that's what makes it a lap book. All of the fold outs and flaps and pockets and anything that it's interactive kind of thing. And
It came from stuff that they do in school for the kids. They're not this elaborate, the ones they do with the kids in school, or at least the ones I did with my kids were not. And they were made out of file folders. We made them with 3 file folders. But this is a grown-up version.
yeah, a very grown up version. Um, Sharon asked what glue we use, and we kind of use different glue. Um, Lisa turned me on to this as far as glue goes. This art glitter glue, and it is fantastic. Um, and that's pretty much what you've been using to put yours together, isn't it, Lisa?
Yeah, except for the cover. I used the Mod Podge stuff on my cover
Mm-hmm.
to protect the cover.
And
But I
because
can use that art glitter glue to glue my leather down.
yeah, and
So it'll glue just a lot of
I've
stuff.
been doing so much Mod Podging, so I use my Mod Podge and glue mixture, and then I've been using a combination of tape, double-sided tape, and the art glitter glue to hold my pieces together. And partially
Sherry,
for
glad you're back.
2 reasons, for the multiple is that neither one holds as well as this. The sticky tape will hold the glitter glue in place on the Mod Podge long enough for it to get dry, actually. But you can't use just sticky tape because then anything you tuck into a pocket gets stuck to the sticky tape. So, thank you, Fran. Oh, it's a, when they used it in school, it was a interactive book that when the kids made a piece of it, it folded out. For kids, having something that's interactive draws their attention. If it's just a book or something like that, they are not as interested in it as if they can make a piece move.
Yeah, with my kids, it was a kind of like the beginnings of learning to do research.
Yeah.
And so it was like a research project. They had a subject, and then they made all these things about that subject and put in the book.
Yeah. So,
That's where the hot dog fold and hamburger fold came from.
mhm,
For
yep.
me, anyway, it was lap booking.
Okay, and Lisa, you want to get your
Yeah,
cover?
let me get it.
This is what you have to have done for this month's. Mary says one of her first December journals was a lap book. Um, for next time when I get to Lisa's house, and we don't know the date yet because we don't know how long we have to stay in Alabama. My husband says he's not hanging out there for 3 weeks, so that's the deal. Um, I'm quite sure it won't take us 3 weeks, but it's a first come first thing serve thing up there, so we just don't know how long. It's not just a homeschool thing, Holly. The kids used them. We made them for the kids, and the kids put stuff into them when I was a TA back in when Brandon was little. So they've
Yeah,
been around a long time.
but homeschoolers do use them a lot
Yes, because
because they like interactive stuff.
they're inexpensive.
Yes, you can make them cheaply.
Yeah. Um, okay, I think
I
she was.
haven't Mod Podged in here yet. I need to do that, but
Yeah. What we did was we created a cardboard uh, cover. This is corrugated cardboard cover. Mine is funky on the edge. Lisa's is distressed on the edge. We made this out of one piece, but you don't have to because I think Elizabeth had to cut hers up, and so you just have to make sure your spine functions. It's got a big hole in it, which is the mystery. It can be painted. I painted. Somebody I know several people are using fabric. That's fine. It just has to have this big hole in it for next time. And we Mod Podge the outside so that it is um, covered and sealed a little bit. Okay. And that's what you got to have ready, plus your pages. I have pages ready. Lisa's got pages too when she
mine
gets
are
them in.
drying. And then I'm going to have to cut them down. I think I'm probably going to tear them down to fit with my distressed cover.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, that would be a good idea. Tear them down. Okay, and then you are going to have some. I got to move my cover again because it's not dry. I don't want to get Mod Podge all over stuff. Um, you're going to have some reasonably sturdy thread or plain old everyday yarn. Maybe some fabric strips. I mean, nothing is a guarantee. You don't have to have fabric strips, but you need some kind of fibers is what you need. I got some fibers here and some fibers there. I have these. This is bias tape, old bias tape. Um, okay, is that everything, Lisa?
I think that's everything you told us about, except glue and scissors and all the normal things that we use.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, glue and scissors and all the normal things you use. Um, you might
Needles.
want, yeah, you might want a big needle, and you're also going to want whatever you use to sew in your signatures. Yeah. Which you're going to need your pokey tool to poke a hole in the spine to sew your signatures. Thank you, Barbara. Um, so your normal tools that you have to have, and some fibers, and everything else should be ready to go. And I think, Lisa, unless you have something else to say, I think it's about time we should go so that Jeff and I can go and see to our little project. Bookbinding.
That's
All
fine. I
right,
don't have
Fran,
anything
there you
else to
go.
say. I'm just folding papers
Okay.
to get ready for
Um,
next time.
Sunday, my Sunday live stream is not a given. Okay. Um, if it looks like I'm going to be able to stream, I will let everybody know that I can online. I hope to be able to stream. We should be in Red Bay in the campground, but it all depends on my phone signal because their internet is definitely not good enough to stream through. So it'll all depend on my phone signal. And Red Bay is kind of out in the middle of nowhere. So, and yeah, it'll be a couple weeks before you have to have everything done because we should be probably be in Red Bay about a week, and it would take at least a week to get to Lisa's. So, but we'll let you know ahead of time. We will know ahead of time. It won't be the last minute showing up and saying, "Hey, we're going to finish our book." I don't think Mary made hers yet, Maria. Yeah, Sharon. Yeah. It is a blessing to be able to go off. I'm just glad they got the Jeep put back together. So anyhow, I'm gonna end this broadcast and tell you all bye. Thanks so much for coming. I will see you Sunday if I can. Um, don't forget, Lisa is working on her lap book on Monday nights. Mary streams on Friday night. Um, you guys
And
all have a
Thursday morning in the wee hours.
yeah. Mary streams in the wee hours of the morning. I don't know. And Becky, are you going back to being um, Wednesday afternoon? She's here tomorrow. Becky's going to stream tomorrow at 3 p.m. So, um, okay, guys, have a great afternoon. Talk to y'all later.
Bye bye. God bless you.